Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shenanigoons, an industrial fantasy D&D campaign where you contribute to the chaos. I want to thank you, Curious Crafts, for that wonderful raid of awesome people. What time is it?
Beautiful.
What time is it?
No,
Perfect
what
timing?
Oh, what timing?
What-
It was perfect
What
timing.
confluence of events?
Yes.
It's adventure time.
It has been...
I turned one of their characters blue today.
That's
Nice.
amazing.
Wild magic.
It has been a week since we have been here last. 7 full days have passed, minus, give or take a few hours, I guess, and take a few hours, I guess. And we are excited to be back. This is our last episode of the year.
Doug does survive.
Yeah, our last episode for the year. So I'm very excited about that. How are you guys feeling?
Pretty
Please,
okay.
sir, may I have some more?
Jesus Christ.
That just
That's how I'm
turned
feeling about
that just turned
shenanigans.
Oliver really dark. Really, I mean, Oliver was already dark, but now, oh my god!
Because
Did
Tessa read the script for Frozen 3.
Oh, Jesus. Mm.
The artful pusher.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. That was funnier in my head than out.
It's darker in person.
I'm a terrible
Wow.
person. I'm just gonna go. Bye, y'all.
Wow.
Anyway, can we
You think
let's
you
try to-
know someone.
Let's all try to push past it.
Push?
Push?
You want to use that word right now? Huh? Wow.
What a line.
Sorry.
Just love the color she's turning. This is amazing.
Careful, I snort when I laugh.
I should-
Sorry.
Hello,
That was a
Siobhan.
joke. That was
You are here. Thank you for being here.
Hey.
Thank you for the Banana
Hello.
Brothers and everyone that came along with them.
Mhm.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a crazy time. All right, let's talk very, very quickly about what are we supposed to talk about? We are starting our last arc of Shenanigoons. Well, actually, we're episode 3, part 3 of our last arc of Shenanigoons of the first campaign, Fires of Valdara, which I don't think we ever really told anybody other than the podcast people. The podcast sounds like a great horror movie. The podcast
people.
Oh God, Timmy, where did you get that snowball microphone?
I got it from
God.
Oliver. Sorry. You said snowball, right? Never mind.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, Logan, there were eight snowballs. So
Anyway, as Logan said, we're wrapping up our first
We are.
campaign over the next few.
and if any of you
several
stick
episodes.
around for that long, great. We appreciate it. And you're just as crazy as we are. Sorry, Angela, go ahead.
No, and we'll be starting a second campaign next year.
We are. We're starting our
Not
second
right away,
campaign. Not
but-
right away. It'll be in February. We'll be starting, because we're not ending this one till the end of January, so we've got a lot more episodes to go.
You
With our
can't
final
get rid
arc
of
here.
us that
Yeah, not-
easy.
We're just going to be taking a couple of weeks off for the holidays to go see our family and wallow
Friends.
in
Some
holiday
people are gonna go
depression.
visit
No, that's
their
not right.
dealers.
That's
All that touchy-feely Hallmark junk.
Ugh, not that touchy.
No.
Hallmark junk.
yeah, no.
I watched too many of those during Thanksgiving.
They set loose a wild pack of Candace Camerons.
And Lacey Chabert.
And Lacey Chabert, yeah.
Rar. That's not how you
I
spell
don't know actors
Chabert.
and actresses' names.
You also haven't seen Mean Girls, so you don't understand.
I
Yep.
don't.
Someday.
Can that be my?
That's gonna be
can that
my-
be
the-
your New Year's resolution.
That's
To
gonna be
watch
like
that with us.
the thing. Yes, and that is. Thank you for getting us back on track. The audience is getting us back on track now.
Good job,
What?
Sean.
They're not adding to the chaos. They're adding to the lawfulness.
Order?
The order. That's better. Because there's nothing lawful about this. We have way too many gays to be
Bum,
lawful.
bum.
You know, it doesn't work when you say it like that.
I feel like you can be lawful gay,
It's lawful.
but it's way more fun to be gay and do crimes.
Be gay, do
Yes.
crimes. So yes, that is when we will get Ren. They will be joining us in the next campaign, which will be a lot of fun.
So excited.
So yeah, for at least the first season of that. I don't want to put them down as committed for the entire campaign, but they will definitely be there for the first season.
Nope. Our
I
hooks
just don't wanna
are
put-
in them. They don't get to go away.
Well, I agree with that, but I don't ever want anyone to feel trapped in our
As
in
long
our
as
network.
they're having fun,
If they're having fun and they
welcome.
have the time and they have the spoons, then wow, I think that's the longest it's ever taken for that to happen.
I think that's just because. Oh, and you gave me such a good emote.
Thank you.
Do we get those remotes forever now, or just for the night?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, I have. I still have my my Doge.
Thank you
right
for
here.
banning that wise bot.
You're welcome. And it was my favorite song, so I'm all excited.
Chiffon, whether or not
Chiffon.
they identify as a spoonie, we give everyone the benefit of the spoon doubt.
What's a spoonie? A spoonie is a
You
bird
are.
for me, but I don't
Is
know.
it?
The spoonie is a bird. Yeah, I've had to make too much hunting gear for a group called the Spoonies. It's my other job. It's one of my real life jobs. I made a bunch of hunting gears with this bird on it. It's a spoonie, I guess a type of duck or something. I don't know.
Spoonbill.
Great. A spoon-billed platypus. And they had to...
Welcome to Shenanigoons. We love that you've subscribed. You tuned into Shenanigoons, and no one here was bribed.
We're going to be here for a while. Anyways, so what is a spoonie other than that?
Spoonie's just someone who identifies as having spoons to spend for mental.
We will pack bond with anything, won't we?
Yes.
We will create a tribe out of anything. And I love that.
No, it's yeah, like Chiffon said, like having spell slots, but for chronically ill people.
Spoon slots.
I personally love the spell slot metaphor.
I
think
use
it
spell
works
slots
really, really well.
too, but it's much easier to explain spoons to normies.
Yeah.
I think they prefer neurotypical.
I have.
I'm old, and actually, I was gonna say I haven't got to change a lot of my vocabulary, but I was actually raised pretty well, so I haven't had to change a lot. So at least on the language front. So yeah, never mind. I take that back.
I have a little spoon on my keychain now.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I like that.
Then you can whack people with it.
It's a really little spoon.
Not a chancla.
You can whack.
It's a neck charm.
See?
Beware the chancla.
I have
One
a
more?
chancla charm somewhere.
So one more? Is that it? Is that
It
it?
might be one more.
There.
Yeah,
Oh, same one again.
that's okay.
We do to make these a little bit shorter next season.
We will. We will. We'll work on it.
Well, we can just start talking over them like we have been.
Tessa
have to
does have a real
acknowledge
vibe going on.
I tried to do body makeup. But
I like
would
that we're no
definitely
longer
have
completely
the
silent.
iconic red lip.
The iconic red lip? Which one? The top or the bottom? It
Both
just
sets.
bleeds over.
I mean, if I don't have the coat to wear in real life, then I at least
You
gotta
have
wear
the
the
coat.
on your face.
It's too big.
Well, that sounds
Coat's too
like
big
a person
now.
problem. We need to get you a tailor.
I think that's hashtag get Bonnie, take Bonnie to Marco.
You think Marco does alterations? He would just insist on making you something new. All right, this is last season. What are you talking about? I bought it yesterday. Yesterday is a season. So we're gonna do an entire episode of just you and Marcos having to try to buy a dress. That'll be like one of your missions.
God.
This entire episode is us not playing.
Roll
So
for
far,
fabric.
so good.
Nobody here wants to play this game.
I think the Marcos episode would be written by Quentin Tarantino.
I meant
It's just all
if
dialogue.
they knew what I know, nobody here would want to play this game.
I got a 5.
Uh-oh.
Does that mean it's rayon?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Neon Rayon.
Oh,
Oh
Ooh.
God.
It's Ray Neon.
Ray Liotta. Are we back to?
A new type of Eevee evolution.
Yes.
I want to play Pokemon D&D. Everybody just controls their monsters on the battlefield.
Oh, you could do a version of Og the role playing, the caveman role playing game where you just say your.
You can only say your name.
You can only say your name and variations on your name.
How is that different from us controlling
Normally,
our players?
yeah, I was gonna say we use such
Our
a limited
characters.
vocabulary anyway.
Innuendo.
There you go. That's
Innuendo.
pretty- Innuendo. Mm.
Innuendo.
It comes full
Ah.
circle.
I'm
Then
gonna shut up.
Are you from Australia?
This is the kind of quality you can expect on Shenanigans.
And
Thank
if
you
you'd
to our
like to support a
subscribers.
second season, you can go to patreon.com/nerdsmith, where we have just released a little piece of bonus content for Shenanigans for our subscribers. A little bit of one-on-one between Bonnie and Adelaide. And if you subscribe and you're disappointed by what I just said, you are the problem.
So yeah, Tessa and I did a text RP, which is often something that we do as a group when we're like at downtime. But we also decided, since we've both gotten bit by the narration bug, to perform said text RP. So you can listen to it with some pretty music and us being a couple of sad sacks with daddy issues.
Yep.
And if you enjoy that type of content, you can support us on Patreon. Well, you already would to be able to hear it. You let us know, and we will continue to do more of that next season. A lot more of it. That's the goal.
Yep.
Hello,
Adam.
friend!
Adam.
Thank you to Roll Anvil and Die Hard Dice for their support of the show. And let's get into it. Busy? Let's start the
Dangerous.
To it.
show. Dangerous.
Oh no.
Let's get goonin. I don't know. That was terrible. Like, let's get going. Oh, I'm shutting. I have done enough damage tonight. I'm leaving.
And action.
So last time
Roll
on
initiative.
Shenanigans, our players did some stuff and then did some more stuff and then
Nothing really
now are doing some more stuff. I forgot I was going to have to do this part. So what do you do
Wow.
as a DM in a situation like this? Players, recap.
We brought back the we had to go on a bit of a journey to get the Lotus guide put into 5 different necklaces
That's right.
and then returned to the town. We had some difficulties because we kept trying to contact Helmsfar, but he is being magically protected, so anytime we sent a sending or a message to him, we would get attacked. We found out that we needed to book a ship to try and catch Finian Sea Spray. We met with Egg, and Adelaide got pulled up into Director Birchfield's office for a quick tete-a-tete, in which it was revealed that Adelaide is Director Birchfield's daughter. But the rest of the party is unaware of that fact.
An actual Birchfield, not just like some secret love child or something.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Actual Birchfield. Change your name to join the Birchfield Institute. And you guys are currently heading to meet with a contact, and the person that gave you the contact's information was it
Second
was
while I get my
the
notes.
director. I'm trying to remember her
Yes,
name.
it
off the
was
top of my
he-
head.
Dasha.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daja, yeah.
Stash.
Yeah.
Staja, and she gave you some information about who you're going to go meet, which we would talk about this week. The person that you are going to go meet is an old sailor by the name of Hansel. Hansel is the gentleman you're going to meet, and you'll meet him down by the docks, and he is first mate on the fastest ship that you can get on the continent. Although the name of the ship has not been mentioned, nor is any of the other information. Stop reading chat while talking. It's hard sometimes when things are just flashing at me. I'm distracted by flashing lights. Especially tonight, evidently. There we go. That's nope, different flashing lights. Okay, there we go. Okay, so sorry about that. So that's where you're going to be going. This was the next day. The morning is when you met with Ig. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about what Ig got you. As you went in to see the Birchfield Quartermaster, the very ancient dwarf with serious bowel issues that needs serious help, posing as kind of an ignoramus, kind of as a absent-minded caretaker of the lockers here. Yes.
Was the blockage a lie too?
No, I made that very clear when he revealed himself that was not a lie at all. But he just, you use what God gives you, and he just
perfect. It's the perfect alibi.
It really is for him to disappear for long periods of time and do things around the Birchfield. You'd be amazed at all the secret passageways that connect the bathrooms. But Ig, as you approach, knows the danger that you're going to be going into, knows the person that you're going to be standing up against, which is Admiral Seaspray, Bonnie's father, and has outfitted you accordingly, having stuffed the lost and found with equipment, both very rare and legendary, some might say. So we're going to allow each of you to highlight a single item, even though you are outfitted, as they say, armed for bear. We're going to allow you to highlight a single item that you got each very quickly to kind of tell us a little bit about it and how excited you are to have it. So who would like to go first? Bonnie.
So Bonnie got a brand new scimitar, which actually came with its own name. Its name was Azure Edge, and it is a sentient weapon, though I will not make Logan do any of the sentient speaking because we agreed that I wouldn't make him do that. But the sword can talk to her. And it is a gorgeous kind of blue color because of the steel alloy that was used. And it's set with a blue sea star sapphire, and the pommel is wrapped with blue dragon scale.
Awesome. What does it do?
I can use it as a thrown weapon, and it will return to me 3 times a day. It also really dislikes fiends and undeads, and will do extra damage against them.
Cool.
And normally will cut through anyone's shield spells, regardless of if they were cast or not.
Oh, nice.
So if anyone throws up a shield spell, it doesn't matter. Azure Edge will
nice. I like that a lot. All right, who would like to go next? Merrick?
Sure. So, Merrick is one to know, if not acknowledge, his shortcomings. No pun intended. And requested that Ig procure him something that would counteract his inability to see in the dark. So it would be both make him better stealthily, but also help him with his fellow adventurers, be less of a burden on them. So Ig procured what looks like this intricate wooden mask that is inlaid with these emerald green scales, kind of goes up into this like visage of a green dragon. And it allows Merrick to not only be resistant to poison, which is great in his line of work, but he also gets to see his dark vision of 60 feet. He can understand Draconic, which is a fun thing, and can breathe underwater, in addition to having a once per day legendary save.
I like it. Who's next? Adelaide.
So keeping in mind a little bit of some of the things she's been thinking about lately, especially the idea that her attempt to be more plan-oriented and more structured seems to not always be in the party's best favor. Adelaide asked Ig for something that might add a little bit of chaos to the situation, maybe add a little bit of unpredictability to things. And she was given a rather heavy, bulky iron flask that had runes etched all over it, with this little chain that holds the cork into the flask. And identifying it herself because she wanted to know what was going on, she understands that the flask holds within it some sort of creature. She doesn't know what kind. Only way to know is to open the bottle. But it will follow her commands for an hour and be an ally to the party for that hour, and she can attempt to trap it back in the flask or try to trap something else in the flask. So that is a thing she's excited to pop open.
I
if
love
needed.
it. All right. Val?
Okay. So anyone who's been following Shenanigoons knows that we have some situations where things just don't go how we planned. They get a
No, I
little
don't know what you're talking
crazy,
about.
a little, maybe more people die than we planned on dying, things like that.
No,
So,
this doesn't sound right. This doesn't sound like the same show that I'm playing.
oh, I know, of
Yeah.
course. What am I thinking? So Val has acquired a ring of 3 wishes, cause seems like a good plan.
All right. And Arthur.
Arthur. One item. The item that Arthur is most proud of is a chest of preserving. It keeps his food from perishing, will not age or decay. And I have to mention the other item
Sure.
because of this. It's a portable hole with which I can store this chest because it weighs 25 pounds and I don't want to carry it around. So.
A box in a hole with a sandwich, presumably.
That sounds like the setup for a really dirty joke.
I feel like he probably just stuffed it like bottom to top with sandwiches from Liara.
The joke is still going then.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Perfect.
Get some good salami and mortadella.
And I will say that at some point, after we're all loaded up, Adelaide does indulge and cast Detect Magic just to see how we light up like a fucking Christmas tree.
Nice.
So Adelaide is blind for the first part of this adventure.
Oh god, no! He said this is happening the next morning. Like this is what happened the previous day. We got all that stuff. Are we picking up right after we get our magic items, or are we going to the next day?
Well, it was already the next day. It was that morning when you guys were going into
Gotcha.
the Birchfield. So you would have been intercepted right before getting these items. And so I assume that conversation that you had would have been something you would have had midday, lunch? I don't know when you guys were deciding to have that. I don't remember.
You mean the
conversation that's bonus
one-on-one?
content? Or maybe it can happen while you're on the ship?
We were saying that happened like if we're getting on the ship today, then we said it was happening the night. We were saying it was before we were the night before we went on the ship because we didn't have the timing in our brain apparently. I thought we had a full day before we got on the ship. It's not really important.
Oh, you might. Depends on how quickly you can complete all the tasks.
Gotcha.
So we'll see. But
So we'll just take our time.
Are there 3 of them?
everything's in 3s. That's the rule of
Val's got it.
uh,
Done.
we'll see.
Okay. All right. That's good.
We'll see. Look at the consequences of wishing outside of the box.
I did have a comment though. When Adelaide gets back from her meeting with Birchfield, I don't know. I assume she would get asked what happened. Presumably.
Yeah, probably.
Sure. So we can pick up there.
Seems
That's
logical.
actually a great thing while I finished a couple of notes up. So as Adelaide, as you came back out into the hallway from speaking with your father, the guards were no longer there anymore, no longer needed for their intended purposes. Nobody actually thought you were going to do anything. Your dad was just trying to throw you off, as you probably surmised, or at least at this moment definitely do. You walk down the hallway and start heading down the stairs, I assume to rejoin the party, who's already at Iggs being outfitted and giddy over all of the gear that's sitting inside the Lost and Found that Ig has conveniently left the room to deal with his problems.
It's not a nice thing to call Riku. Come on.
As
That's my sister. Come on now.
His problem.
as Adelaide will join the room, having a long walk down the 6 flights of stairs, time to compose herself.
Slow walk.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but
Taking her time.
taking time to compose herself, etc. You guys probably would have already gotten your stuff kind of organized and divided up appropriately based on what you guys had requested before.
So yeah, she does not make she doesn't make much of attention, or she doesn't bring attention to herself when she comes in. She just sort of skulks in quietly, like, oh yeah, I totally, like, as if nothing had just happened.
Everything okay?
Just a dressing down from the head of the Birchfield Institute. It's fine. Everything's great.
Ooh, what'd you do to make Birchfield so mad? Or what did we do? Was it us?
No, it was me. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I impulsively sent him some passive-aggressive notes.
As one
maybe
does.
Questioning the value of his job. And, yeah, he found out it was me.
Why would you do that?
Well, all of you get to make impulsive decisions.
All the time.
I'd like to argue against that point with myself.
So what's your excuse? Sorry, I'm a little out of sorts. It was very...
It's okay. Does he suspect
super
anything?
okay.
Adelaide looks around, sees if there's anybody there. I mean, it doesn't really matter if Ig's there or anything, but
I think he has an inkling of what we've been doing. Maybe not what we're going to do. I tried my best to, play up going on leave. But there was some language that indicated that he at least didn't take kindly to us meddling.
Well, given what we know about, certain thieves organizations and their potential or not potential alliance with the Birchfield Institute, I'm not surprised that he might know or have caught wind of what we've been doing.
I also might have asked what he thought about the reality manipulator and why he was dealing with that. He shockingly didn't seem to think much of it. Just a tool to give to someone else so that they could do whatever they wanted to do. He didn't seem much concerned with anything that Seafoam could do with it.
Sea spray?
Yes, whatever. Sorry.
I like
Sorry,
Seafoam
Bonnie,
much better.
No.
I don't
Whatever.
say it
Absolutely
correctly.
fine.
I don't take him seriously. Yeah, he seemed to think that since it could only manipulate things in its immediate vicinity, that it wasn't worth being concerned about. Which I take umbrage with, but
Well, it definitely took a lot of courage and guts to say that to him. That's
Hmm.
impressive.
it sort of came out like word vomit. It wasn't really
Eh.
premeditated.
Oh.
Anyway, he's an asshole, and he's also our boss. So I'm just gonna, lay low for a bit
No,
while we
Robin-
see
Robin's
some
gone.
Hmm.
But
More, if you can believe it.
uh,
So yeah, just firm talking to. I'm sorry if that makes.
pick out your stuff. Pick out your stuff. Look what he's got.
Okay, all right.
Right, look what I can do now.
Oh, you're gonna get in shape. Sweet.
He's doing
I-
like itty bitty pull-ups.
While Merrick's doing that, I hit him with a web from my cloak of arachnidia.
So you're just hanging from the air in a little papoose.
Well, that's what I can do.
Actually, I keep doing the pull-ups. I got one of those too.
Nice. Bonnie is flipping through a very large book with Azure Edge already in its sheath on her side.
And Adelaide eventually outfits her hands with some very shiny, very pretty rings.
Same. And Val's carrying 2 books, which is probably more books than you've ever seen her voluntarily carry.
I have never been more proud.
You starting in the library?
You ever need to
No,
store them, let me
'cause
know.
this one makes me wiser, and this one makes me hardier.
Nice.
You
In a
have to
couple
hold on enough?
days. I could never read anything that long.
Okay. Thank you for the follow. So, you guys wrap up at Iggs and are carrying books somewhere. That's what I caught towards the tail end there. Were you carrying the
Val
books
has a pair of books that she got from the
too?
Lost and Found.
We were breaking the rules by telling
Talking.
everybody
about the
what
other
we,
stuff got.
all some other stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
awesome. Okay, well, that's fine. So, yeah, you were moved to the top of the waiting list for those books. All sorts of benefits for Egg. Now, none of them you didn't duplicate any of them, right? There's only one version of each, so, okay. So, yeah, 6 days of reading, though, so remember
The
that.
restricted section.
But you'll have some time to travel. I mean, it's a long journey.
Good.
over the
Enough
ocean.
time to pull another book from my book bag.
So you're just hoping it is on my list. So one of those books can be it's one of the options on the list that you would then get to choose what type it is.
Good to know.
Are there any paranormal books? Not that they have with them, but that's a great idea.
There will be. Now.
So, you guys are finishing up. It is now 10-ish, 11 o'clock in the morning. Yes. You
I was going to say
eaten
Clementine.
since-
All of Clementine's books are probably paranormal.
That's true.
That's true. All right. Shall we get to this ship, see what that is they need?
Sure.
Sure.
All right, lead the way, Bonnie.
Right, so you guys head down to the docks, which is a long stretch of Ashport since it's mostly a port town. The docks run a very, very long stretch of the city. It's as far as the city is wide, really. And you were told that you would need to go down to dock 36 to meet with this gentleman,
Rome.
Hansel.
Oh god, we're on dock 1052.
It's all right.
a trek.
But at least these are the small ones. So there's like 5
Every
of them
step
every
is like
10
10.
feet.
Yeah, these
We need
are
a
the pixie
trolley.
docks. Yeah,
We need a dock trolley.
they're the ones that have the little remote control boats. Whee.
Bonnie is waving hello to the folks that she knows since she is when she first came to the
Oh,
city.
yeah,
she was
absolutely, several.
working as a deckhand.
A lot of people are waving, saying hi to Bonnie, and to a few of you actually. I mean, Merrick's probably known here, at least a little bit. That might be it. Val might be a little bit known here by a couple of people, but not a lot.
Probably just by
Um,
people that have like come to the nights for help with like medical stuff or something.
Sure. So you head down, and as you approach Dock 36, you see this beautiful, long, very streamlined sort of sailing vessel. It's not a galleon size; it's about half the size of the galleon. Obviously nowhere near as big as the Gigantic was. It's got several sails on it. It looks partly disassembled, like there's parts being replaced on it right now. But it looks like a fairly sturdy ship.
Is this where we're supposed to go?
Do we see the name of the ship?
It looks like it's been painted over or removed, like it's being rubbed off.
So is this more of a frigate, or is it more of a carrack?
Or a sloop?
No, a sloop would be too small.
Okay.
Are we just naming
Canoe. It's a bunch of canoes.
Yes, it's
strapped
just
together.
it's a bunch of canoes in a trench coat that look like a sloop.
Okay, I'll shut
Captain.
up now.
The captain
Um,
refers to himself as Admiral.
What is fast? It's a sailing vessel. I don't know what would be fast, Bonnie,
A caravel
who
would
does
be fast.
way too much work for getting into character.
I really like pirate
If you're
ships,
going
y'all.
to, if you're gonna to
A brigantine or a carrack would be fast.
a schooner, I know schooners are good.
Schooners would be too small
Why?
because
I dropped
they're
out of
also a more
schooner.
modern design.
Okay.
Most schooners have a backup of a.
What was what was it in Master and Commander? What was their vessel?
It was a galleon.
Oh,
Oh
really?
no, it was a
That's-
man of war.
No,
It
that's
was
too
a
far.
man of war.
That's way too.
Yeah, which is bigger than a galleon.
Every type of ship you've
Goes
just said
really
is
slow.
like a
It's all the
mashup
drag from the
of
penis.
some other word.
Can
that
it be
exists.
can it just be a motorboat?
Yo, yeah, that means so much better.
Put the animals with floppy ears on the side.
Careful, you get stuck doing that. Anyways, it's a fast ship. What's fast?
It's a fast ship, just full stop. Don't worry
Lightning.
about
A
it.
carrack would
A
be
carrack.
fast.
It is a carrot. It's kind of orange.
orange.
Merrick's
It's
on
been
a
kind of
carrot.
hollowed out.
Mhm.
You've heard
Um,
of Elf on a Shelf, and now get ready for Merrick on a carrack.
Oh God.
Oh Lord.
It's like we planned it. We didn't.
Wait. Kyle made an Eddie Izzard reference. I missed it. What did you say?
Can it be a speedboat?
I don't know that one.
It's from Glorious.
I don't think I've seen that one. Damn.
Up to the garage to saw a plank of wood in half.
Okay.
You
this is-
sawing wood or are you punching a baboon?
I haven't watched Eddie Izzard more recently enough, evidently.
Uh,
Although I did see him on an episode of QI.
It's
Moving on.
it's from a little while ago.
Carrack. It's a carrack. It's a Merrick carrack. So it is a carrack, but it does look like it's under some heavy repairs right now. Bonnie, with your experience, you would say that it's probably not going to be ready for a week or two, unless a lot of people put in a lot of effort very quickly. But also magic. If somebody started using magic, it probably could be worked a lot better.
Doesn't look fast.
There are
Needs
quite
some help.
It looks. It needs help in the fact that it looks like it's getting a lot of parts replaced. or tuned up. But it's not like in disrepair. It's not like it's falling apart or anything.
Because it's not in a dry dock; it's at an
Yeah.
actual
yeah,
pier,
it's fine. Yeah, exactly. It's in the water.
So all four of the masts are look like they're in working order. It's just other
Um,
stuff then.
Yeah, it would say all the other bits and parts are down and off and
Okay.
around. Basically, anything that could be replaced without. Well, I don't know. One of the masts could be down and being replaced. That's kind of what I had in mind. That's why I
Okay.
said about a week, right, for a new mast.
Yeah. So 3 of the 4 then would be functional,
Sure,
but
yeah.
one's down. Got it.
So yeah, spending way too much time on the
Really
exact
like
workings of-
boats. Sorry.
So the there's a few people working, so a few deckhands working on the ship. Nobody that really stands out to you. Just people carrying around a lot of lumber and cleaning, a lot of scrubbing, and getting things kind of worked up, painting and sealing of the
Peeling.
caulking of the boat.
or pitch.
Yep.
They
I
use
got-
pitch.
No, it's got to be caulking because I saw the Oregon Trail musical this weekend, and so now everything is caulking.
Trail to
Um,
Oregon, yes.
Yeah.
Everything is cool when you're building a ship. Everything is
So-
caulking. No, okay.
All
I'll
right.
just keep quiet now.
So Bonnie will start going, ahoy! Permission to come aboard.
Your permission granted.
Okay. So she'll. Is there
Somebody
a
starts
gang,
kind of there's a gang.
breakdown?
There's a couple actually, and this guy who yelled out kind of starts coming down, and he's got kind of sandy colored hair, real big scruff on his neck, kind of a double chin thing going on, but he's obviously very well built, but he's obviously a working build. His hands are calloused and rough, and he's got dirt underneath his fingernails. And kind of a very compassionate looking gaze, very like wants to see what he's a people person obviously, but maybe doing something that taking the life that he could get, and kind of jumps down and grabs a ladle of water real quick and rinses and cleans the dirt off his face and spits the water out and comes on over. Wipes his hands on his pants there and puts his hand out.
Hi, I'm Bonnie. We're looking for a gentleman named Hensel.
I'm Jim's, and who are you looking for?
Hensel?
Hansel. I'm nobody on this ship by that name.
We were sent to speak with the first mate.
Hansel. Hansel?
Hansel, sorry.
Oh,
I had it
Hansel.
written down.
All right. Well, a lot of people come looking for Hansel. We got to be careful. You won't find Hansel here, but you find him right over there. And he kind of points down just the way a bit, and there's a door on a building kind of built into the dock there that people walk on top of. You can see it's like a planks of a boardwalk above it, but it's kind of tucked back into the dirt in the boardwalk below on this lower dock.
Many thanks. Is she getting a new name or a rechristening or just getting a touch-up?
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you for your help.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Jones, was it?
Jimjins.
Perfect. Right on the
You,
first
you
try.
got it. Jimjins.
Jimjins.
Yep.
So Bonnie will just walk over to.
I like to say my parents didn't like vowels.
Is that why they weren't married?
Mm-hmm. And he goes back to work.
Oh,
Eric, I want you to know I just died on the inside.
Bonnie will walk over to the trapdoor and give a brisk knock on it, and then If there's no
trapdoor.
response
It's just a
to-
door built into the side of
sorry.
the boardwalk. Yeah. So you kind of knock on the door, but as you're about to knock, you hear there's like noise inside, like there's people. It's like maybe a place to gather, or maybe a waiting room, maybe a bar. Which, as you open the door, you realize it's a bar. The smell hits you first. It's very pungent. It's very thick. There's more moisture in here than there is out by the dock. And the moisture, where it comes from, is very obvious. There's about 20 people in here at around 11 o'clock. And none of them have not been here for the last 24 hours, you would guess, or so. And you would guess that at night there's probably 20 more. So it is not a pleasant smelling place. But Bonnie, having grown up in these places, you're not too affected by it, having been around a lot of dock workers and things. As you live in it as dock workers, you get used to it. It's just you don't kind of notice it. So, it is a little pungent. And you see why people like to get drunk and get drunk quick. As you walk in, you see a sea of colorful characters, no pun intended, but I will take it. You aren't quite sure who is who.
Is there a Hansel around?
Hey, that's me over here.
She'll look to where the voice is coming from.
As you look over, you see this orc, this very tall, kind of muscular, beefy orc, with wearing this kind of white frilly blouse type top, along with kind of a vest. It's got like this reddish brownish sort of striping down the sides. He's got sort of this weird three-pointed hat, very similar to what you would see in a piratey sort of motif, except this one is kind of a dark pink. Obviously a chosen color. It's just a very nice, not like hot pink, not like bright, just a dark, very pink color. And his boots have about 3-inch heels on them, but they look very sturdy and very functional. And he's got a glove on his left hand. But it is less, probably the least remarkable thing about him.
Hi, Bonnie Reed. We were sent to speak
Hansel.
to you about...
It's nice to
Yes.
meet you. And he shakes your hand.
Wonderful. Might we have a word?
Oh yeah, sit down. Can I get you anything to drink?
I would love a mead, please.
A mead. All right. Yeah, I can get you a mead.
This is the rest of my compatriots. This is Arthur and Val and Merrick and Adelaide.
All right. That's great. They all want meads too?
No, thank you.
I'm good,
No.
thanks.
Sure.
Not this morning.
So 2. All right. 2 meads and nothing else. All right.
A rum, please.
Breakfast? Rum? Oh, a rum? All right, I can get you a rum. The others want rum?
I'm okay. I had a big breakfast this morning.
Vodka?
Thank you, though. No.
Tequila sunrise?
I think they're fine, but
All
thank you
right,
very
okay.
much.
And he heads off and he just grabs the drinks and comes back to the table. While he orders drinks and comes back, the waiter will bring them over in a few seconds. And as the drinks get put down in front of you, all right, so what can I do for you?
We were told that you have the fastest ship around.
Oh, I got the
and
fastest ship, honey.
And we are looking to book passage.
You're looking to, yeah, but I don't think you can afford to book passage on the fastest ship. I mean, I oversee a lot of ships, and I don't know if you can, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you really could afford it.
I think you'd be surprised.
I think if you're talking about the fastest ship, and you've heard about that as my reputation, I think for a second you need to tell me who the hell sent you.
Brain just totally forgot her name. Fucking hell.
Stasia.
We were sent by Stasia from the Birchfield.
Never heard of her.
Am I
Director
picking up?
Rusatel?
Whoa. One at a time, please. I can only listen to one voice at a time with all of these other horrible sailors.
I was gonna say, is Kyle or is Merrick picking up anything? Like, is this guy being disingenuous in any ways? Like am I
Give
picking
me
up
an
any
insight check.
clues? Okay, cool.
I mean, yes, but give me an insight check to kind of narrow that down a little bit.
That's a total of 12.
So you would say that yes, he is obviously hiding things, but most of the things he's saying are very truthful. You would say in general, he's trying to get something more out of you. You're not just sure what though.
Go ahead.
How do you
Adelaide.
were saying?
I was clarifying Stasia Rusatel? Director Rusatel?
No, ain't never heard of her.
Nothing? Alright.
Are you sure you were sent by this Stanja?
Actually, we were sent.
Stanja? What'd you say your
We
name
were-
was again?
Stasia.
Yeah, no, never heard of her.
We were sent here by Jimjins.
Jimjins? Who the hell is Jimjins?
That's what I thought.
I don't know that name either. One more time? You got anybody else that might have sent you?
What about
Maybe as some sort of representative through this Stanja person?
I think it may be.
Ignatius?
Nope, never heard of him either. All right, well, I guess
Or Helmsfar?
Helmsfar, that name I know. Now, are we sure, or are you just naming all of the directors of the Birchfield? Because I really need to know.
We just...
Did Helmsfar really send you? Because then at least I understand that you might be able to afford the fastest ship.
Yes.
So who is Stanja?
Helmsfar's partner.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. So you spoke to Stanja, but it was really Helmsfar.
Correct.
Got it. Alrighty, now we can talk. So you want the fastest ship? I can do that for you. But do you understand the price?
Not in the slightest.
That's a
I don't
very
understand.
honest answer. I really appreciate that.
I don't understand.
Let me
much.
tell you,
What?
that's an even more honest answer, but that one I didn't appreciate as much. So let me tell you something. Twice now, we've given this price out, and it has been called the impossible price. We have 3 items that you have to obtain and bring back. Now, my understanding is that Helmsfar told my boss that he was going to send us 5 fetchers. That's you, right?
Sure.
That's us.
Fetch what
I,
you...
Right.
I hold Adelaide back.
There's a...
No, if I'm wrong, you need to let me know, because you are fetchers, right? Like Birchfield fetchers?
Proctors.
Yes,
Proctor.
we work for the Birchfield.
Oh, I'm very sorry. What do you do as proctors?
Fetch.
We
Fetch
fetch.
things.
Right. Okay, got it. So really, there's no difference between you and the Procfield fetcher. The Procfield? Who the fuck are the Procfield? The Birchfield fetchers, right?
It's fine. There's a bit of a school rivalry.
Rivalry with the Procfields. The Procfields and the McCoys. All right.
The fetchboys.
We're several pay grades above just your mere fetcher.
Oh, really? How much do you get paid?
Adelaide just
Daughter.
kind of like
Because
shows
fetchers,
off the rings.
fetchers can still freelance. So guess what? A good fetcher would still make more money than you.
Well,
That's a fair
that would be
point.
good to know.
Well, let's not worry about semantics right now. And
So if you're not fetchers and you're not freelancing, so the Birchfield is paying for this?
No.
All right. So
We're
you're
on
fetchers.
vacation.
Oh,
Yes.
vacation.
We're-
It's very nice.
We're here to do what we must.
All right, look, this is regardless of semantics. Helmsfar sent us. We're we do fetch things, yes. So we're probably going to be fetching whatever the hell it is we have to pay you with, and we need you to take us from point A to point B with your fastest ship.
And we're good
Right,
enough to
we
get
got
what
it.
you need. So what do you need?
All right, here's what we need. It's not just what I need, it's what the boss wants. And what the boss wants, we gotta get. Otherwise, he ain't gonna use his fastest ship. You understand? And
Yes.
the second fastest ship probably ain't gonna get you there as quick as you need. I'm gonna guess you have to get somewhere to do something in a certain amount of time, because usually that's the reason.
We just have to get somewhere before somebody else.
Yeah.
Right, so what do we need
And
to get?
well, let's just check for a second. Maybe we can downgrade you a little bit and save you some money. Yeah? Well, some collateral. Or do you not care? Do you just want to know the price?
That.
All right. So my boss is really, let's say, obsessed with the less reputable organizations in the city. So he has 3 things that he wants, one from each of them.
Right?
Okay.
So he wants a coffee mug from the leader of the Iron Roses.
Okay.
He wants a messenger bag from the now defunct Ravens. Good luck with that one.
Right.
And from the leader of the Lotus Pads, he wants the recipe for something called tomato gravy.
He fucking what?
Merrick,
Whatever the hell that is.
hand on Merrick's shoulder, down in the chair.
So that right there is the price. As you can tell, it's been called the impossible price twice before.
Can't
So
be done.
good luck. You're right, it can't be done. That's what I'm telling you. It's the impossible
We don't-
price.
We don't give these things to you, we give them to your boss, right?
I would have to verify the veracity of your claims. And
Verisimilitude.
Considering that you will be dead by the hands of 2 of 3 of these groups for getting these things, well, not much I can do. So anyway, it was really nice talking to you. Do you want to hear about the less fast ships?
What's the second fastest ship cost?
That one can do based on a gold per view.
Can it catch Sea Spray's ship?
Admiral Sea Spray?
Yes.
Hell no.
Then we're not interested.
All right, well, you're on vacation. I didn't think you had to get anywhere that fast.
We're very eager to start.
I can tell. Already in your bathing suits. So anyway, tick-tock on the clock, or, give up. I don't, no skin off of my scales.
Right.
Thank you. We will.
It's a fisherman term. What are you
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Fine. It took me a second. I understand.
They looked at you. Bonnie just looks confused, like, you guys didn't get that?
They just look at me. I don't. These landlubbers. What the hell?
What can I say? Right. We will be back in 2 shakes of a mermaid's tail.
I doubt it.
Keep doubting and be amazed. And Bonnie stands up.
They got pills for that now.
Don't make promises you can't keep, Bonnie.
I look it up.
Hey, Bonnie, Ig had one of those billowing capes you could have got just for this moment.
Bonnie is actually already wearing a brand new cape.
So she can make it billow just fine without an enchantment. Adelaide finishes the mead and puts it down. Thank you for the hospitality.
Oh yeah, no problem. Good luck to you. I really hope that things go well.
Same.
Is this one gonna go with you, or is he just gonna sit here the whole time?
Right.
You might have to take the chair.
Haul by the shoulder.
Here we go.
Merrick, you haven't moved yet.
You're right. Sorry.
So that one's going to be the most impossible, right?
I was gonna
The
say
recipe,
we
Merrick?
talk to her first.
Probably.
I mean, I know pieces of it,
Oh.
but not all of it.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I was assuming we had.
We've
walked
already
out.
left.
Yeah, I
you've
assumed
left.
we'd already
You've
walked out.
We've,
Yeah,
we've carried Merrick's chair out.
yeah, I had assumed we'd already left.
L'chaim.
I mean, your mom has taught me a little bit of that recipe. I don't know all of it.
Wait. She's started teaching you the recipe?
Probably prep for the wedding.
I mean,
What?
I could,
Wait, what wedding?
I could tell a few ingredients from eating it.
Well, tomatoes, yes, and gravy, I assume.
More than
She
that.
looks at you. Bonnie looks at you like you are insane.
I enjoy eating it. I've never tried cooking it.
Oh, sweetie.
All right. Well, here's the question: do you want to poke the bear now or later, Merrick?
She might know where one of those other ones is.
I think she's potentially the least likely to stab you.
I might be able to
You
talk to
specifically.
Riku about the coffee mug. She is
Not
my
bad
sister.
thought. And potentially the raven bag as well.
Yep.
Then let's talk to Riku first, and Merrick can build up his confidence.
Question. I double checked my notes and I couldn't find anything, but I swear we found a bag from the messenger, from the
Mhm.
Ravens at some point.
Yep. It was,
Was
in
it in Robin's
It
office?
was in Robin's office. He had a messenger bag,
That's right, because
Just
and he used
one of
Raven
the-
Scratch, but we don't know if it's from the Ravens or not.
That's true.
It wasn't
a-
in his office.
It was on his
Okay.
body. With his personal effects.
I don't remember if we took it or not.
Well, his personal effects might have been collected
You
somewhere.
did take it.
Okay.
But that was not necessarily a Raven's bag.
But we do know that he knew Raven Scratch, and if we put the note with the Raven Scratch in the bag, who's to say it wasn't a Raven's messenger bag?
Technically, it belonged to a Raven.
Did you think Robin was a Raven?
Robin's husband, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So we need
Or
to find.
Robin, I guess.
If they're looking for a bag of the Ravens, they're going to have a way to tell. I'll be very clear with you.
So we find Robin's house.
But you guys are pretty good there. Good job.
So yeah, I think we do have that at least.
You do have that, yes.
Right. So I
And
will
maybe
talk
along
to-
your journey you'll find out how they'll know. So
I'll talk to Riku.
Are we splitting up or?
No.
oh yeah. Oh, all right.
Alright.
I have to admit, this list is oddly perfect for our group.
This is true. Merrick, by the way, the
Hmm.
secret ingredient to your mom's tomato gravy is bacon.
You've doomed me.
Why?
You realize this. If I ever mention that I know the secret ingredient to the recipe, I'm a dead man.
Then why would she tell me and not you?
To test your loyalty, I don't know.
You failed!
I failed poorly. I assumed you knew. You've lived with her longer.
You know what happens when you assume.
Yeah, well,
Makes an ass out of you.
I didn't tell you all the ingredients.
That's fair, that's fair.
Gravy, right?
No.
Something that constitutes a gravy, I assume.
You all need to learn how to cook.
No, I just need to find a place that does takeout.
I mean, you can ask my mum. Just don't ask for dinner.
No, thank you. I wouldn't bother her with that.
You just have to owe her a favor.
We know where
Mhm.
Riku lives. We could probably break it again and just steal a coffee mug.
That
We could
seems like a
certainly try.
bad idea.
Yeah, no,
but
she'd hurt me. She'd hurt me really bad. I think I'd just rather ask her.
You've only been siblings for like a week and a half, so I wouldn't test her loyalty.
Yeah, I
yet.
think
Right.
I think I'd prefer to like just ask for a coffee mug.
Wasn't she washing a coffee mug when we were over at her place
If I
that one time?
remember correctly, I believe the request was a coffee mug from the leader of the Iron Roses, not just an Iron Rose. Are we under the assumption that Riku is the head of said?
That's
Iron
been known
Rose?
since the beginning.
Yeah, yeah. We
Okay.
we knew that Rico was the head.
Angela didn't know that.
Unless something would have thrown that into doubt.
Okay.
Oh God, what if it's Egg?
Makes no sense.
Because he takes care of Riku. Get Egg's coffee mug quick.
That's how he
Pay
takes his
for her
medicine.
apartment and take care of all of her finances and her sister.
He's just Q.
Maybe in exchange for her being the public face of the organization.
Oh, well,
Shit, it's Egg.
the voice in the sky has reasons.
Mm-hmm.
When have you ever seen Riku care
That's
about
true.
a mug, except for one time that she cleaned one in somebody else's apartment to make a point while you were walking in and then left it behind?
Mm-hmm.
Shite.
Versus Ig, who brings his own coffee mug to Jabber Coffee.
All right, well, I guess we are splitting the party.
All right.
Right.
I
will get the
go
recipe.
Good luck with that.
Where do you want me to go? You talk to your mom. I will talk to Egg. Who wants to go with me to talk to Egg?
I'll go with
I think we already have the messenger bag, right? Val, you
Well, you
have
don't.
it, or
You believe you have it, but you don't have any confirmation that that is actually a Raven's messenger bag.
Any reason to not ask Riku? If it's accurate.
well, if we're not going to Riku, we're going to Egg.
Right.
Any reason not to ask Ig? I meant.
Sure.
That's true. All right. Well, let's
Back to Birchfield.
So you're splitting or
Okay.
no?
So who's?
Sure.
Let's.
Okay.
We have to do this quickly. Let's get go as fast as we can.
I'm gonna go with you to see Ig.
All right.
Girls and boys, let's go.
Have
All
fun
right.
with your mom.
So
Yeah.
Adelaide, you'd rather go to the Birchfield than go to Liara? That is actually very telling.
It's okay, Adelaide. I'll get you a lunch
After
to go.
the last conversation I had with Liara,
I'll get you a bag lunch.
yeah. She doesn't think Ig's gonna try to trap her into some sort of. Yeah, she's very wary
All
of
right.
Eric's mom.
You also know you could pretty much avoid most of the people at the Birchfield.
Yeah.
Have fun with
So,
your mom, and she'll give Merrick a kiss on the forehead.
aw. So the three of you, Val, Bonnie, and Adelaide, head off to the Birchfield, and then we'll deal with Arthur and Merrick later. So just relax, guys. You're fine. Everything will be great. So the three of you make it back to the Birchfield, and as you're heading downstairs, and you hear the toilet flush as Ig is making his way out of the bathroom. You sort of start to remember the warning he gave you about who he is here and who he will always be here. And he makes his way behind the counter. Oh, you again? Oh, I don't have anything left for you. Go away.
Oh, I'm sorry, Egg.
And
I
he'll
was
like
wondering
dump the lost and found, the last 2 or 3 little tiny things you guys didn't take onto the counter, and he'll put it back under.
I was wondering if you wanted to get coffee later.
I've gotten my coffee right here, thank you. My slurry is good for 3 or 4 days out of this thing.
Oh. Room temp eventually.
Oh, it stays quite hot.
Could I take you to lunch, perhaps?
I don't eat lunch anymore. It just keeps things blocked up.
Adelaide would like to cast Detect Thoughts
Okay.
on Ig.
All right.
So we just get surface thoughts.
Can you cast that with our amulets active?
Yeah, you turn your amulet off.
Sure, I turn it off.
Okay. You turn your amulet off, and you cast Detect Thoughts on Ig. And as you do so, the surface thoughts you get from him are very practiced and in this same character. He really does slip into this. He's thinking about the bathroom, which is very typical. He's thinking about the very minuscule amount of work that it's going to take him such a long time to do because he's so cranky and old. Basically, he's kind of affirming to himself some of the parts of this character, but he's very good about staying kind of completely in that zone.
Okay. Adelaide will signal to Bonnie to like keep going, and will try to dig a little deeper.
Okay.
Bonnie is going to switch to a bit of Thieves' Cant to try and maybe, I don't know, get through the bluster and just, do the coded phrasing about like, no, seriously, we need to meet with you outside of here. It's really important. But just be talking about something random.
It's a wisdom save 15.
29.
Okay, so weirdly that works. No, that's fine. All right, so no.
Does anything happen to you besides him knowing?
No.
Guys, I found a coin. Oh my god.
Adelaide just sort of makes a face at it. Like,
he looks at Bonnie and says, I don't understand your random blather. What are you talking about? I'm sorry, Adelaide was trying to read my mind. Can't understand anything you're trying to say.
May I borrow this coffee mug?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
oh my god.
I just picks up the mug.
Okay. Then what?
Is it the same mug I've seen him take to
Yeah,
Java?
it's definitely his mug. Absolutely. Still got his slurry in it, little spoon. The spoon's
To
kind of
clarify,
stuck to one side.
You did say borrow.
Oh, she wants to inspect it for a minute. Where did you get this mug? Are you particularly attached to it?
Oh, I made it. It's my favorite mug.
Made it as a child here in the birch field. When I
My
was
initials are
7
on the
years
bottom.
old. It comes alive when I'm not looking. Sorry.
And no one has ever tried to give you a mug other than this, have they?
Give me a mug. It's not some sort of... I don't know what. No.
Just curious.
I don't understand you. What do you... You're very busy.
Yes, usually.
Look, she's beating around the bush, but we have someone who really likes the mug. And we were
They
trying
like
to find
my
out where you
mug?
got
I
it
don't
from.
understand.
They happened to see you with it, I guess, and they really like it, so we were trying to figure out where
What
you
is
got
it they
and
like
everything.
best about it?
That it belongs to you.
That seems like a ridiculous reason to want anything.
I agree. Would you be willing to part with said mug? I would pay you for it.
How much?
how much would you want for it?
I don't know. It would be a lot.
This is it. This is it, Tessa. This is when you spend the party emergency fund. That's what it's been building towards.
Is it? If I gave you 20 gold for this mug, would that be enough?
No, definitely not.
Then perhaps you could tell me how much you think it would be worth, Ig.
I don't know. I have pretty much everything I could possibly want.
What if we bought you a year's worth gift card of slurry for Java?
Oh, I don't pay for the slurry. They like me getting rid of it. Saves them from having to dispose of the waste. Something about environmental regulations.
Jesus.
When are you off? When are you off work, Ig?
When am I? Never. I'm here always. It feels like I've been here forever. Oh, you've got the mug. That's right.
He just did that instinctively.
He's just like lifting it.
Made the slurp noise, didn't even realize it. We learned the secret. He makes that noise.
All right, 20 gold. You've talked me into it.
Awesome. She gives him 20 gold.
He pockets it.
Thank you, Ig.
Of course. And he kind of holds his hand out like this, and he kind of looks down. No.
Turn around, Bonnie. Just turn around. Walk
I will
away.
go buy you another mug and bring it to you right now. Okay?
No, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Just turn around, Bonnie. Turn around.
Bonnie turns around. She's like, okay.
It's okay. We'll get him a new coffee mug.
Does anybody know how to make up a mug?
No, but I
Find
bet
someone who knows.
Okay.
they teach pottery classes at the barracks
Are
sometimes.
you guys still talking
people's
in front of him, or have
downtime.
you guys left?
No, she's starting to
we're-
walk.
Okay, so you get about 20 feet away up the hall, it vanishes.
Motherfucker, piece of shit.
You hear from the other room.
God damn it, Ignatius.
Make sure you mark off that door.
Uh,
I'm marking it off right now.
That's amazing, Angela. So you guys come back into the room, I assume?
Yep.
Back so soon!
Yes, it's like we can't leave.
Why do you need my mug?
We will not fulfill our job without it.
We can't go on our vacation without it. Bonnie, yours was more direct. It was probably better.
It's all right.
That really makes no sense. You realize this, right?
I understand, but this what they're asking for passage aboard a ship is one of the items.
Well, I really can't help you there. This mug will not leave me.
Do you
alright,
want to
well,
come with us?
I assume whoever wants my mug wants it permanently.
Do you have a different mug? They
Do
didn't
you really
specify
think
which
they're
mug.
going to accept a different mug?
If it's
They
still
didn't
yours.
specify. It's still your mug.
I don't really own any other mug.
Got it.
Somehow I think if somebody's asking for my mug, that they're not going to accept a trick.
Yeah. You're probably correct.
Well, there is a ritual. I can pass it off to you, and then you'll have to do the ritual to pass it off to someone else. It will be sad to part with it, though. It was the first item I ever made.
It's for a great purpose, if it's any consolation.
Oh, I'm sure that it is. I will expect to have, well, I don't know. I'll just make another one, I guess. Who's going to do the ritual with me?
Sure.
Oh, goody. All right. He kind of comes over to the counter, and he takes the from under the counter a little sort of like it's actually a house, a international house of pancakes syrup container that he pours some more slurry out of into the cup and puts it down. He kind of stirs it, takes a spoon and tosses it under the counter. All right. I bequeath to you this mug of, well, I don't remember what it's called, but there you are. Now you just have to drink that, and once it's empty, the mug will then be yours.
Adelaide looks up at Egg.
Last time Adelaide ever volunteered for anything.
Looks at Val.
I
Narrows
do it
down on
instead.
Bonnie's face and says, "Remember this.
Avenge
Remember
me.
what I do. Remember what I do for you."
Wait,
And
me.
she will, quiet flashback to the whole thing of mead she downed before they got here, and proceeds to down the slurry.
So, as it kind of touches your lips, the bitterness of it is what hits you first. It's like maybe week old coffee grounds is the first initial hint of flavor that you get. The problem is that it's basically like drinking a mug of molasses. So it is not a pleasant mouthfeel. It's like a thicker version of Peppacoa with a worse taste. So give me a Constitution save.
Hey,
Okay, I wasn't gonna go
got a
there.
con boost from that, or from my magic items. This is great. Oh, that's an 11.
So you stop instantly. You're just like, and you have to put it away from your mouth. And what's wrong? That's some quality stuff. I gave you the new badge.
It's just heartier than I expected.
I can try if you want, Adelaide.
No,
The ritual has begun. I can only do it once per day. I can do it tomorrow.
Bonnie is going to go over to Adelaide, take her face in her hands, look in her eyes, go, "I know you can do this. I believe in you," and give you inspiration to finish
It's like that
this
scene
cup
in
of slurry.
Cool Hand Luke with the hard-boiled eggs.
Yes.
Okay. She sort
Wait.
of
It's a
accidentally-
D8.
Adelaide.
Add a D8 to your rolls.
Adelaide, you've got this. It's okay. Puts a hand on your shoulder, and casts enhance ability and gives you bear's endurance.
Okay, what does that do? Give me advantage?
It gives you advantage on Constitution checks. Oh wait, this is a save, huh? Damn it.
Save, yeah.
Okay, that won't work then. These are all checks. Okay, damn it.
I appreciate the vote of confidence. Okay. Okay. And Adelaide will try again.
Anybody getting Great Outdoors vibes?
Do I do another Constitution save?
Yep. Yeah, as soon as you go back to it.
20, dirty 20.
You do get to add that D8
did
if you
you-
need to.
I did.
Dirty? Did you need to use the word dirty on this one?
Yep.
All right, so the dirty 20, you get through about half of it in kind of one go with just the constant. You start to understand the noises that it makes when he's drinking. It's not so much drinking as sort of trying to just smack this down, like this is. I'm gonna stop. I was gonna paint a beautiful picture that nobody would
It's
appreciate
like-
except me. So I'm gonna move on.
When Adelaide is able to actually down the rest of that one gulp, she just kind of ruminates on it for a bit. You know, like taffy, but like before they pulled it on the hook.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. So you've kind of stopped for a little bit of a breath because you have to. It's just there's just You can't. It's not just. It won't move fast enough to
You're-
do one.
Your nasal
Uh,
passage is blocked
yeah.
while you're trying to.
It is. Yeah, it's basically you're drinking oobleck. It's just the worst. So you go in for the last little bit there. So go ahead and give me another Constitution save.
Okay. Fucking Merrick. Sorry. Okay, 19.
All right, and you finish it up just fine. Good job there. And there's nothing left in there, is there? As you look kind of down in the glass, it's completely coated on the sides. Don't worry about it. You can just wash that out.
Do I have to drink that?
No.
Okay. Adelaide just rests her head on the counter, just like.
That'll be good for you. He gonna pat you on the shoulder. It'll be good for you, I promise. Don't worry. That'll get. It's gonna clean you right out. I'm doing this for your own good. You don't want you to end up like me.
Thank you, Egg.
No, you're welcome.
Do you happen to know where we could find a particular messenger bag?
What sort of messenger bag? He like starts pulling 2 or 3 up from behind the counter.
One that previously belonged to a raven? The old crime family that no longer exists.
Crime families? That sounds horrible.
Yep, this is a very strange request, I know. We have a messenger bag, but I don't know if it fits the bill or not.
So there was one thing I remember hearing about the Raven's messenger bags. They were couriers. They were messengers. Hence the messenger bag. Actually, it was named after their abilities of messaging things back and forth. Back in Odd 4, I believe it was, is when we got together and decided on the names of those bags. Singular strap over the shoulder, usually across the body they were kept. Extra long straps they needed. It was a very nice time. Anyways, the
Bonnie's just rapt attention, like,
they
Val
were
is, like,
very
massaging
good at
Adelaide's
hiding
shoulders.
things. They could carry very large packages or books across long distances with nobody finding them.
Like they had hidden compartments.
Not just hidden, but incredibly well hidden.
Would they act somewhat like a bag of holding? Like if you turned it inside out, something would fall out?
Sort of, yes. That's my understanding.
Bonnie looks over at Val and raises an eyebrow.
All right then, we'll keep an eye out. Thanks, Ig.
Alrighty then, well you have fun to go along and goodbye, old friend. You will be missed.
I will bring you 100 coffee mugs. Thank you so much. Or just one really good one.
Adelaide takes the mug and mutters at Bonnie, "What are you gonna get me?"
Whatever you want.
Regular, that's what we're going to get you.
Bonnie does go over to Egg, give him a little kiss on the cheek. You are my favorite person sometimes. Well, most of the time. And she gives him a wink.
I'll make sure to tell Merrick that.
He'll understand.
Adelaide's still deciding if her stomach is bothering her or not.
The narrator. It was.
It was.
As soon as they're away from Egg, Bonnie looks at Val. Do we want to check that bag?
Oh, we can. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, if
With
you
the
get
description
all
he
3
gave-
tomes in there.
Yeah, with the description he gave and the things you were able to see and hide and the way that it was hidden, It wasn't sealed incredibly well to be completely hidden when you had found it. You're pretty sure, looking back on it, that this book, if you didn't know about this flap and it had been completely secured, you would not have been able to find it casually. It would have taken a great deal of effort. So yeah, and it's incredibly well made. You're almost very certain that this at least fits that bill.
Well, let's hope the boys have good luck on their end.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
fingers crossed.
Did it have to be slurry to do that ritual?
Probably not. I don't think you'll need to do slurry again to transfer it.
Well, I don't have to drink it to transfer it. So.
That's true. What would you like? I will buy you whatever you want.
I'm gonna think on it. I'll
Okay.
let you know. She just looks so defeated
I'm so
upon
sorry.
realizing that she didn't have to drink slurry to do it. So I have to, just as a clarification, the ritual is just reciting what Ig said. I
The
don't remember what Ig
recitation,
said.
and then you pass on the other person. You being an arcane person, understand the ritual.
Okay, great.
All right, so let's cut over to Arthur and Merrick. So, Merrick, you're taking Arthur home to meet your mom,
It's full circle.
or so you think.
Right?
You get to Liara's place, and you head inside or knock or what? I don't know where you're at with or how you and your mother have that relationship.
Head inside.
Yeah,
Bonnie's not
that's
with
right.
me, and it's not. Yeah.
All right, so you hold on, let me adjust. You got a little loud there for a second. You playing with
Sorry.
your mic?
No, I might have been sitting closer to it. I apologize.
Here we go. Okay, so you head inside, and Arthur, you come in with Merrick there, and what do you do?
So I realize that this might be the only chance that we have to actually obtain this, because she has eyes in the back of her head. She's got eyes
Yes.
through the walls.
Yes,
She's
they're
got
everywhere.
eyes in the ceilings,
Mm.
everywhere. But
Mhm.
with these necklaces, we might be able to circumvent them. So what I need you to do is I need you to distract her while I look for her recipe book.
Oh, I think I could do that.
Perfect, thank you.
You're
I know
So
this is
delighted.
a rather large task to ask of you, and please be a gentleman.
Oh, of course.
I've seen the way you eat.
Where do you think?
Murdered me, I died.
I don't know, she might be in the garden if she's not in here. She might be upstairs.
I could have her show me the rest of the house. Give me a tour.
Oh, have I not taken you on a tour?
Some of them, but I'm sure there's places that I haven't seen.
Most like?
I don't know. I don't. How would I know? I haven't seen them.
We've got to get to looking. And now we've split the party
So
yet again.
you hear footsteps coming down the stairs.
I try to hide.
Okay, you hide. I'm not even going to worry about that. So you hide. You roll a 30-something, I'm sure. And go ahead and roll.
What if you
Go ahead.
rolled
Go
a
ahead and roll.
one?
Go ahead.
It was a 12 on the die, sir.
So 30.
It's a 24.
Okay. So you hide very, very well. Even though for you it's average. And Liara comes down the final steps. And Arthur, you now look like you've just walked into the house.
Oh, no. I cleared that up right away. I say, oh, Merrick was just, he was here, he let me in. Ed, he was just here. I'm sorry. And I'm speaking in Elvish
Okay.
because that's how I usually talk to her.
Usually, you say.
Well, because Merrick doesn't know Elvish, so it's
Yeah.
kind of it's funny to me. So
What are you saying to my
Um,
mum?
yeah.
Beautiful music, yo. Beautiful.
So
Do I know where he went, Merrick?
I think you would have seen him go. He only rolled a 12, so
Okay.
I would say yeah. Well, make a perception check with advantage. Since you got to watch him go.
10. I don't. 10 with advantage. Yeah.
What is your bonus to perception?
-1.
Okay.
Let's not talk about that.
No, let's talk about that for the rest of the
So
game.
while you do know what room he went into,
I don't know if he can hear me, is what I'm going to say. So
you
I'm
would
going
guess
to-
he can probably hear you. There's the room is right there, but she goes, "Oh, is Merrick here?"
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't just walk into your house. I would let you know, give you notice before.
And she kind of turns and looks down the hall towards the restroom, and then kind of starts looking around. She turns and heads into the kitchen.
Yes. By chance, are you cooking anything right now?
Always.
I love that about you.
And she kind of slips into the kitchen there and checks on
I
whatever's
take out.
being
Yeah.
cooked.
Yeah, I take out my new fancy chest of preserving and show it to her, show it off, and see if she could fill it up for our vacation.
So she says, she asks when you're leaving, and we'll say that she'll have it full by then, and kind of puts it by the side, and then starts putting out a few plates of things, cold cuts and some cheeses and breads and things that you can just munch on while you wait for Merrick. So she gets you seated down with probably enough food for 6 people. And
3 given Arthur. 3
yeah.
Arthurs.
3 Arthurs. 2.5 Arthurs. So she kind of gets you seated down and gets all that out and pops the cork on some wine. Guest wine. It's not great.
Would you like to join me?
So she sits down and she'll join you for a bit. And they sit there and eat for a bit. Merrick, what are you doing during that time?
Well, I was originally going to look in the kitchen, and then they came in the kitchen. So, holding my cloak around me, I will walk across the ceiling and down one of the walls and try to make my way to my mother's bedroom.
Okay. So you start to sneak around that way. Give me a stealth check. What does your cloak do?
Let me read it. I have a climbing speed equal to my walking speed. I can move up, down, and across vertical surfaces and upside down along ceilings as long as
It's a
or
spider
while
climb?
leaving my hands free. It's
Got
the
it.
same one that Mike got.
Got it. Okay, so you start to sneak up the walls and around and down and give me another stealth check.
Okay. If it's for audio things, I also have the Boots of Elvenkind, so I get advantage on those.
Roll
stealth rolls.
advantage.
I rolled a 24 persuasion with her just to, I'm basically kind of flirting with her and just kind of
Got it.
complimenting her food and chatting.
A 28.
Okay, you're fine. So you get up into the upstairs area. Arthur, as you are sitting there and doing incredibly well at your flirtatiousness, she says, so where is Merrick?
He was right. He let me in. He said, I don't know where my mom is, and let me go find her. And then I was just kind of
Does
left
sound like
standing.
him. Sometimes.
he wasn't hungry. He ate, so he wasn't interested in anything. And
Where did
I
he
have,
eat?
I think something, probably something with Bonnie.
Hmm.
They are a great couple.
Did she cook for him?
Bonnie in the distance feels a shiver.
Something is terribly wrong.
I would like to roll to see if I should answer this question.
Give me an insight check.
17.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem, audience, with where we're at right now with Arthur. Everything that has happened between Liara, or may have not happened between Liara and Arthur, because we have left it completely ambiguous, and explained away everything, Mike and I haven't talked about. So right now, I have no idea what canon is. So we're gonna have to talk about that for a second. Mike, what is canon here?
Oh, I'm flirting with her in Elvish.
I got that part.
Since day one, like I always have been.
So okay. Then I'm gonna.
Whatever
He
happened.
sent her flowers.
I'm gonna
I've
roll with
sent
that.
her.
I
I
sent her a
did
lot
send her
of
flowers.
Lotuses.
A lot of flowers.
Expensive ones.
I'm sure that there's
I mean, you signed up for a subscription service. Let's be honest here.
a relationship of sorts there, but it's never. I don't know what it is. Whatever.
Okay. Good.
I'm sure something is.
So at this point, I would say that you know her well enough that you can. That these are the types of questions she likes to ask to put people off. That there is no wrong or right answer, but that she likes to either make you think that there is, or make you think that whatever she's going to ask is going to disappoint her or answer, or that these are the types of questions that she can then use in the conversation next.
Yeah.
So
I'd answer that yes, Bunny has cooked for him, but whenever she does, she's always saying that it's not quite as good as yours, and I would agree with that.
So she kind of smiles at that and says, did you really come here with Merrick?
Yes, I did.
Too bad.
Yes.
Is he avoiding me?
At this moment, I would say he's probably avoiding you, yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know where he is.
Well, he's very good at that. Merrick, what are you doing right now? So you've made it to your mom's bedroom.
Oddly, the roles could have been so reversed.
Mm-hmm. You would have had a much
That's where they're
easier
gonna
time
head
with this had
next.
you waited 10 more minutes.
Yeah. Secret plots. They can't be in here if he's in here. He says after playing Tollus and certain events.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
you think they need the bedroom?
No. No, it's a sturdy kitchen table. I'm looking at the bookshelf.
Or they could do it someplace they
by
haven't
her
done it.
writing.
The charcuterie.
Oh, that's gone. Come on, Arthur's there. He always cleans his plate. One of the things his mother... He always finishes his meals. That's one of the reasons why his mother loves him.
So
Oh my god.
he's checking the bookshelf next to her writing desk,
Alright.
looking and seeing if there's like a hidden compartment or something where she might hide recipes, or just straight up where the recipe book is if it's on the bookshelf and it just says family recipes.
So there's a lot of different stuff up there, and you look into it, and you're kind of going through it, and it's funny because every once in a while you'll look at a random unmarked book, and it just says this isn't it, or not here either. Like she's left these notes just randomly anyway, just in case anybody might come and look for shit. And I've done that. So.
What a bitch.
And so you're like looking through it, and you start to get frustrated by these messages because there's just literally so many of them. They're like, you open a drawer, at the bottom of the drawer it's carved into the wood. And it's ridiculous the amount of these stupid messages. And you've run into them before. You didn't really understand them before, but now you're like, okay, I get it. And you're kind of like just going through book after book after book. And Arthur, as you finish saying that, she goes, and she stands up and she walks to the bottom of the stairs, and it's kind of at a hallway intersection, the most central point of the house, you would guess, and she bellows, "I'm sleeping with Arthur," and she listens.
You hear right after that, you hear Arthur choke on whatever he was eating.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Kyle is doing a little visual humor for the podcast people. He has told us to wait a moment, and he has gone to get props.
If you join us on our Discord, we'll get a screenshot of that.
Yeah. So was that Arthur looking out of his mom's bedroom, or down the hall, or what? Or was that just Arthur's look wherever he was?
That was Merrick's look. He was just
sorry.
like, basically, like he stopped and just like, no, the mission is more important.
She looks at Liara, looks over at you, Arthur, and she kind of has this little, like, almost proud mother look, and she goes, "Oh, he's getting very good."
You think that would have done it?
Give me a stealth check, though, Merrick.
Okay. Glad I'm a halfling.
Logan, as all this is going on, and the flirting and the talking, I would actually, honestly, just flat out ask her, because I think it would be hilarious if I could have the recipe for the gravy.
All right. Would you do that right at this moment, or would you wait?
No.
Okay. So as this moment, what'd you get?
Nat 20.
Okay. So as Merrick has stayed completely silent, she kind of looks up and looks around. She shrugs, and then she walks over, and she's done something you've never seen her do before, Arthur. Like, literally never. She makes a mess. She takes all of the plates and everything on the table and slides them onto the floor. And then she lays down on the table.
And the stream just officially
But
became
while
it has earned its mature rating.
While you can see this, Merrick cannot. She still has that look of that she's listening in the house. And if you try to say anything, she puts a finger on your lips.
Is the table creaky? Like she's
Oh yeah, it's an old, very sturdy but still handmade table, so it is very creaky.
I'm going to do I'm not actually doing it, but I'm going to do a performance check of after, like I say, like I mime. Can I make a noise? Like, can I act?
As you say that, whisper to her, she goes, "You won't be acting."
I love her so much.
21
Fucking love her so much.
for performance.
And
Logan, you backed yourself into this corner. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I didn't back myself into anything.
So he
Arthur's
laid
job.
down and invited it in.
So as you say that, and she says that, she waits a few more seconds, and as Merrick continues the mission. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right. And she grabs you, Arthur, and she pulls you into her.
21.
All right. So give me a Constitution check.
Oh shit! Hell yeah!
First one. All right.
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's,
figured.
it's performance, constitution, and athletic. Those are-
Mhm.
Or acrobatics, depending on your.
On your style.
S- 16 Constitution,
Okay, 16 minutes. All right.
and then a 13 Acrobatics.
Oh, okay, dexterous. All right. So this is not quiet. Liara makes sure of that. Her house, her rules. And Merrick, you're
Apparently
upstairs.
It's all still in Elvish.
Yes, it is. It's very natural. Merrick, so what are you doing for 16
I'm
minutes?
I'm looking for the recipe,
You after a few
having
minutes,
a
you've
real hard time
exhausted this
concentrating.
room. Not as much as that table's getting exhausted, but you've exhausted this room. So you got another 13 or so minutes.
Where else have I seen my mother using recipes?
There's only one place,
Oh no.
and that room is Occupido.
In my head, I'm like, Merrick's gonna understand. He knows her.
Stop
Is
thinking
Merrick-
about Merrick right now.
Dude,
No,
you're thinking
like-
about the
Wait,
wrong
wait,
person.
no,
Last
keep
16
thinking about
minutes.
Merrick. It helps.
Yeah,
It helps.
this is like
All right,
baseball.
keep going. Just in
don't
intervals.
understand.
Intervals. Got to be intervals.
I couldn't have said
okay.
no. I couldn't have said no. It couldn't have been done.
Merrick,
Just justifying in his head.
I'm sorry. I wouldn't have said no. Sorry. There's no circumstance in the world.
Merrick will leave a note for his mother.
Okay.
I
in
know
her
what
room
you
with
did
the-
on the
with
kitchen
the-
table.
I know what you did last summer.
Yes, on the writing desk, just not even
Okay.
trying to hide it.
Did
just
you put
leave a note.
everything back the way it was supposed to be?
He would have tried.
Do you think that would have been hard with everything going on?
Not at first, but then once the cacophony started, possibly. Yes.
All right. So
I think
give
that
me
worked.
a wisdom save to see how well you put everything back.
I'm not good at those.
Yeah, I know. I mean, no matter what the save is, you think you put everything back.
It's a 12.
Okay, a 12. All right. So yeah. All right. So you got a good chunk of everything put back where it
And
belongs.
then-
You think everything's back where it belongs, and you leave a note for your mother. What does the note say?
Dear mother.
He's a good man.
Charlie Brown. And then you leave through a window, I assume.
He's a good man, but he eats at other sandwich shops.
Nope, just leave it right at that. He's a good man.
The response to that is, I would go broke trying to feed him for every meal.
I think he's going to hide in. You know what? He's going to search other bedrooms for their bookshelves and just try to
Nothing
Nothing, okay.
upstairs is what you're looking for.
Okay, then he'll defenestrate.
Okay. All right. So once Arthur and Liara are finished and get cleaned up, and she cleans up all of the plates and dishes on the floor, cleans off the table, mops, because she does not like having things all over the floor, even though it was all fairly clean. There's some cracker dust and stuff. She'll get everything cleaned up, and
Come
She
in from
will-
the kitchen
what's that?
or from the garden. I'll come in from the garden eventually.
How long is eventually after the noises stop?
15 minutes.
Okay, she would be probably down from the bedroom cleaning up after having changed and gotten Arthur. You will have noticed will have changed as well, as he keeps extra clothes here. And that might have been something you noticed up in your mom's bedroom, was the extra clothing that Arthur keeps there towards the end. And yeah, so she's down there cleaning things up, and you come in Actually, right after Arthur, as you're laying there, of course, relaxing for a few minutes, she will look at you and say, "So, can you tell me what he's doing here? Why he's hiding from me?"
It is for the tomato gravy recipe.
What?
We need the tomato gravy recipe to go on vacation.
Arthur admitting, yes, I was the honeypot.
I'm guessing you're trying to use thieves' cant, but you're failing miserably. Can you just explain to me what's going on?
We need. I'm incredibly honest right now.
Well, you are naked
we've
on my
been sent-
kitchen table, so
I've been sent on a mission to acquire 3 impossible things to acquire the fastest ship in the dock.
who is asking for my recipe?
Hansel's boss.
Did ask.
If he has a boss, it could be just Hansel himself.
Oh, interesting.
We're also getting a cup, a mug, and a satchel, messenger bag.
I see.
All from
And is this for some sort of worthy cause?
yes. The sea foam fellow. We need to track him down.
I'm sorry.
Bonnie and Riku's dad.
Bonnie's father who left her.
Mm-hmm.
This is to track him down.
Mm-hmm.
To kill him.
If it comes to that, probably.
She stands up, completely naked, walks over, grabs a piece of parchment and a quill, and starts writing down the recipe.
Yeah, 'cause bullshit like she'd have it written down.
I love this woman so much. She has my back, and I do love her.
We really don't like him very much, so.
As she's finishing up, do you have Ig's coffee mug already? It's the only
No,
coffee mug that means anything in this town. I'm sure that it's the one they're looking for.
I think they were going to Riku's last I heard. Maybe it was Ig. I don't know. That's where Bonnie, Val, and Adelaide.
Is Adelaide?
You've
Oh
got
my
me
God.
tongue-tied.
No, so much slurry that even her letters in her name
I'm
have
just
been
stuck.
jumbled around.
I met a guy who didn't have vowels. He never said vowels. Maybe it's...
That would be a tough one. She's just kind of nodding and kind of giggling at your absurdities. She finishes up the recipe and she hands it to you. Make sure that only the people that need to see this see this.
Of
That-
course.
That
I
includes,
won't look at it.
And she hands it to you, and then she heads up and gets changed real quick, and takes you with her, and you guys get changed really quick. And
I'll probably follow her.
yeah, that's
follow
right
her
back.
up.
Yeah, so you follow her up and,
Yeah.
and come back down, changed and cleaned up, and start to clean up the dishes and stuff on the floor. And then Merrick walks in.
Oh, hello.
Do you know
Oh.
you whistle after every time we have sex?
It is what I do when I'm in a good mood.
Good to know. And she goes over and starts cleaning the dishes.
He cleaned her dishes. Hey.
Hello, Mum.
Hello, dear.
Hello, Dad.
It's
Wow, Merrick has very strict expectations of the men who see her mother.
It's probably a little too soon for that. Don't you think, son?
Pretty sure. There's
If
nothing
you two are
I
entering
can
into
do.
some sort of relationship, can you leave me out of it? Thank you.
I said dad and not daddy. Anyways, Mum, I was wondering if I might be able to obtain the recipe for the tomato gravy.
No.
Told you it was impossible, Arthur.
It was the
Might as well
most
go.
possible. We can go.
I'll have to apologise to the rest of the group. I've exhausted all of my options.
You didn't find it?
Nope. Mum, thank you for your time. We will
I feel
be
like Arthur should be thinking
away
of time.
for a bit.
Always.
So I had heard. You'll be coming back to pick that up, though, and she points to Arthur's box. It'll be full by this evening.
Thank you. Can you put something specifically for Adelaide? She really would like one of your meals.
Did she ask for it?
No,
I'll put something special.
I think she should have it anyway.
Lady fingers.
Right, well, this has been somewhat disappointing of...
We can maybe find another way.
Yes, we can possibly find another way. Mum, can we find another way?
She just turns and looks at you.
To obtain the recipe?
Oh, I
It's
know what
for
you're
a good
talking about.
cause. Right.
Merrick, how many brothers and sisters do you have?
At least 9.
At least 9? You don't know for sure?
Well, you never know where Trevor is off.
He's always off on a project.
Merrick, how many brothers and sisters do you have?
14.
You used to have 15. One of them was caught going through my things.
Well, then he was a fool. For allowing himself to get caught.
Then get better.
Well, you know, if all you have is circumstantial evidence,
She can still kill you.
She steps forward, like right next to you, and looks down at you, standing perfectly tall. Do you really want me to show you the evidence? To show you how badly a mistake you made? Because then we would have to acknowledge it.
acknowledge what?
Exactly. Have a good vacation.
Mm-hmm.
And she turns and goes back to the dishes.
I'll be back for that.
Make sure you spare 30 or 40 minutes at least.
Yeah.
How long are you going to be gone?
We don't actually know. A couple
2
of
hours,
weeks,
then.
I think. Couple, yeah. Mhm.
I love her.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Takes 2 hours to pack a lunchbox.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing it right.
Devin.
Have you seen?
That should just be the series finale right there. She turns and looks at you and says, "Yes, it definitely does."
Right. Well, we may not even be leaving until tomorrow. So.
Oh, that would be even better.
Good evening.
1 p.m., but all right.
Good day,
She just kind of narrows her eyes at you and then turns back the dishes.
mummy dearest.
Just go. I'm trying to just shove Merrick out of
So
the
Merrick gets
kitchen.
shoved into the garden and out the door.
So where are we? I'm assuming we were meeting back at the docks.
Yeah, I figure you guys would have met somewhere.
How did it go? Oh well, I won't actually. You know what? Merrick and Arthur might have some talking to do, so I won't skip ahead.
I was thinking it's probably going to be a fairly silent walk.
I don't say anything
Yeah, I was
unless
going to say, unless Merrick
So-
starts something.
So we're right before we get to the to dock.
So after an hour of just,
1031.
well, man, 30 minutes of just not talking.
Mm-hmm. I don't have to. I don't have to threaten you. I'm not going to. That would be beneath me, and quite frankly, beneath expectations of me.
beneath you, yeah, that'd be really low.
Thank you. My mum can take care of herself. Always has. So just
But you
don't
prefer Arthur
mistreat
to-
her.
She takes care of herself. Yep. I bite my tongue.
Look, just don't mistreat her, please.
Unless she
No,
does.
never.
I've grown fond of you, Arthur.
You're tired of hiding bodies.
I can't lose another friend.
I'll stop and just kind of look at you and just give you a hug. I'll just thank you.
Right. Well,
I had no idea that was. It was, It's been a few times, and
I don't. I don't need. To
I just didn't know how to bring it up.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's one of the, it's one of those, acknowledged thing. It's been acknowledged. It's happening. Sure. Not something that I need to be directly aware of.
Nope.
Ever again.
Nope. Right.
Just reset.
Well, as we were.
Yes.
Let's start over.
Um,
I'm Merrick.
Also, Merrick, don't worry about the recipe. We're good. And I'll just continue walking.
You fucking what, mate?
Your mom.
Oh. So that as you guys walk and Arthur starts to kind of push forward, Val and Bonnie and Adelaide are also arriving back from there.
Adelaide
Date
has
with-
procured a toothbrush
Just,
on their way back to the dock. She's just like,
just won't.
Yeah.
The flavor doesn't go away. Mint does not help.
she's trying. She's trying. She's thinking like abrasives will help.
Yeah, but you accidentally grabbed like peppermint flavored, and it's like now it's just kind of like a holiday slurry.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh
at
God.
least it's not pumpkin spice.
Bonnie is looking decidedly pleased with herself of how, that we already had 2 of the 3 ungettable items because she's
I want to make
a
you guys
cocky
start singing
motherfucker
into
right
the
now.
woods.
You think he'll we have 3. You think he'll accept 2 in case, Liara proves to be less pliant than they hoped?
I mean, she's a good woman. I have faith.
It's gonna depend
Yeah.
on how they approach it, I think.
Absolutely.
She's
I
not
mean, if they go the direct approach like they should, it'll be fine. It's only if they try to do it like sneaky like that they're gonna get in trouble.
And we're never prone to shenanigans.
I have tried to sneak around that house all of once. Never again. Merrick should know that.
Sure, I'm sure Merrick's smart enough not to try that.
That's true.
And we arrive.
Yeah, absolutely.
How'd it go?
Better than I could have imagined.
Oh, so you got the recipe then?
We can't. I don't know, honestly. I have a piece of paper, and I'm not looking at it.
That sounds good.
Adelaide spits into the ocean. Continues brushing.
We have the other 2 items as well. After
Excellent.
a beautiful act of sacrifice on Adelaide's behalf.
Mm.
You
So
guys,
tasty. It's just like it's just
she had to drink slurry.
Oh. Oh
so
no.
much, so much.
She lifts
Why?
the cup, like, to show how much the volume.
He topped it off.
You can actually go over the top with that.
It like
slurry.
actually
just kind of
mounds.
sits there.
Mm.
Ooh.
I've seen it.
I'm aware. It's
We call it a
like
heaping
it's
mugful.
reenacting. It's like it's reenacting in my digestive tract right now. So I got it. I got it.
Perhaps we'll just.
We really should
Carry
probably
on.
find out who this captain is too.
Hmm.
I remember we didn't really ask his name, and now I'm a little concerned with the items that he asked for.
Well,
Well, they seem
I
like
said,
trophies more than anything else.
I say that we don't hand them over to his go-between. That we hand them over to the man himself.
Mhm.
Or
That
the
was
woman
what-
themselves.
Agreed.
Well,
That's
I'm
the only way I can.
yeah, and Adelaide will have to do a special ritual, so we'll need to go over to the captain.
I mean, we
Otherwise-
could hand it to Hansel and let him walk out of the room with it.
That's
but it's not gonna
true.
Stay.
Damn it! I'm down 20 gold from that.
I mean, to be honest, it's kind of a steal.
That's true.
If we didn't have to hand it over, I'd actually be okay with this. But honestly, I don't think it'll ever wash purely clean.
That's probably true.
It's in the DNA.
Shall we?
at this point.
Yeah, let's go.
Do you, Bonnie, or
Bonnie will walk back over to the door and open it up and take a look for Hansel.
As soon as that door's open and the pungent aroma comes pouring out, Adelaide, any Constitution save?
Oh, God.
Oh no.
just her?
12.
Yeah.
She drank
Oh,
the
yeah.
slurry.
12. That is not going to do it. You immediately move to the side of the building. And the slurry decides to come back up.
Rear back. And
How
Hansel
s-
will rush over to the side.
Does it come back up quicker than it went down?
Much quicker, yes. Seems
You
to have
know
been
what?
kind of broken down. And now it's, I mean, it tastes worse. You didn't think it could taste any worse.
She's like, when she recomposes herself, she
And the
sort of
peppermint, too.
She stands still, just kind of recollecting, reaches into her bag for the other toothbrush she bought, and proceeds to continue brushing.
So
As if nothing.
Bonnie will just kind of peek out. Are you okay?
I am okay in no sense.
Right there in the water around where that happened, a couple of fish die immediately and float to the top.
Oh God. Mm. All right. Bonnie will go ahead and hop in, poke her head in, and look for Hansel.
You see Hansel?
He kind of straightens herself and walks over. Afternoon.
Oh, is it still afternoon? All right. Oh, that sounds great. What are you doing back? You giving up already?
No, we have all 3 of your items.
I don't believe you.
Well, then perhaps you should step outside and come see what we've brought.
Why would I
What
need
the
to go outside?
The slurry in the water?
Well,
Can we
It's
not transact
awfully-
our business here on this table as opposed to outside where it's bright and ugly?
Honestly, we prefer to transact directly with the captain. In the case of some few of these items, they are very, very secretive.
Yeah.
There's a lot of prying eyes in here. We wouldn't want some of this information getting out to anyone else.
Oh, yes, there are a lot of prying eyes in here, but guess what? They're all drunk. Out there are non-drunk prying eyes, and that's what I tend to avoid.
He's got a fair point.
Very well.
And there's also at least one item that has to be handed off to the new owner directly.
He could.
There's a
You could
ritual we have to
absolutely
do.
inspect it,
Two
though,
of them,
first.
in fact.
Okay, whatever. Anyways, you're all talking at once. I'm having a hard time over all the drunk sailors again. So you can tell me exactly what you need to tell me when you come back in here with all the items.
Go get your
Okay.
boss.
Oh, the boss ain't coming here. Boss
Where
don't
can we meet
come
him?
here. When can you meet him? After I know what the items you got are genuine. But this was the impossible price. You remember that, right?
Sure.
Alright, no, let's go ahead and do what the man says. We gotta get on this ship.
Yes. Yeah. Do what the man orc says. The mork.
Okay. So at some point during all of this, Val would have transferred the grimoire books into her bag of holding and out of the Raven's bag.
All right.
So we go inside with the items.
All right.
What is the name of your captain? This is an interesting list.
Yes, it's a
someone to
very
ask.
interesting list. The name of the captain is not one that gets shared often or ever until he's ready to make a deal. He ain't ready to make a deal with you yet. So, and considering...
Adelaide
Oh boy.
drops
Okay.
the cup on the table.
All right. So let's see. This is the cup of that dude that you said is the dude of the thing, right?
Yes.
All right. He picks it up and just chucks it across the room. After it goes about 15 or so feet, it immediately comes back to Adelaide's hand. Great. That one's genuine. Good job. You stole an old man's cup. What's next?
I didn't steal it.
Bonnie looks
Burned
really
it.
upset.
Well, I assume you had to kill him for it, but whatever.
No.
I
No.
burned it.
All right, whatever. I don't care. I don't care what you had to do. I really don't.
All right. Val pulls out the bag.
All right, let me see here. Yep. And he immediately goes for the secret pocket, pops it open, obviously knows exactly what he's looking for. Starts shoving a bunch of crap in there from his bag, takes it all back out. Yep, that's pretty good. There's only 2 or 3 of these I've ever seen. This is good. I like this. This is very, very good. The captain will be very pleased with that. So that's 2, but I know you didn't get number 3. There's only one way you get number 3, and well, I mean, I guess you could have killed her or tortured her for it, but that's the only way you
third
get
option.
number 3.
Sorry, that wasn't me.
I'll take out the piece of paper. It's folded up and put it on the table.
Oh, it's a folded
So
piece
you know-
of paper. I'm shocked.
You know what we were after, right?
Yeah.
You know who we had to get it from.
Yeah, I assume it was some crazy lady who, like, is crazy. But I don't know.
hmm But this can only be seen by the. This got specific instructions from the person. So
how am I supposed to...
figure it out.
All right, I got a
Make it-
solution for you. I'll take you to the captain, and if he doesn't believe that these items are the items they're supposed to be, then he'll kill you. Does that sound reasonable?
That's fine
Deal.
because if I show you this paper, I'm dead.
He'll
anyway.
kill us. So, yeah.
All right, well,
Trade-off.
that sounds reasonable. Alrighty, well, I can take you tomorrow morning to see the captain. He's going to want to leave right away. So I've already talked to him, and he says that that's what we're going to do if all the items are genuine. Otherwise, he'll do a little killing, and then you won't have any problems anymore.
Sounds reasonable.
How? There's at least a week's worth of work to be done to that ship. How are you going to be ready to go in the morning?
What ship? There's like 50 ships out. There's 1,012 docks out there.
Should... The one in Dock 36.
What about it?
I assume that's not the ship we're going on then. Never mind.
It could be done by tomorrow. You don't know.
I very much do.
Oh, do you? Do you? You know all of the magics that exist in all the worlds.
All you had to do was say magically. I meant by non-magical means there's no way that ship would be ready to leave by tomorrow morning. That's why I was
You're
asking.
probably right with that statement. Why do you have to question everything? Am I questioning everything you do? No, I told you I didn't want to know how you killed the old man or how you tortured the lady. I didn't want to know.
We didn't
But you
do
told me
either of
anyway.
those things.
It's fine, Val. It's fine. Let's let there be a little mystique.
How about we don't part the curtain and then we don't have to deal with this.
Very well.
Sure. Are we meeting?
If you're delivering what you say, then we're delivering what we say. If you're delivering not what you say, then you have agreed that we can deliver death.
Yes.
Yes.
That is what
Perfect. Then why don't we just leave our transaction simple like that?
What
Perfect.
dock in the morning?
Just come right here. I'll meet you and we'll go see the captain.
Very well.
Bring
you very much.
everything you need for the trip. We ain't coming back.
All right.
So, what on a sea voyage?
Otherwise, you'll be dead and we're going to want all your stuff because we'll probably have to bury you.
Fair enough. So, is there anything that we should be especially aware of, going on a sea journey?
Have you never taken a sea journey before? Have you never been on a ship?
I mean,
We're on the gigantic.
right, but that's...
You were on the gigantic, the one that sank?
We brought it back up.
And then unsank.
Well, it didn't. It doesn't really unsank. You magically raised it. There's no way you could have done that non-magically.
You're correct.
Well, good for you.
So yes,
Maybe
we were.
Toady.
I've been on many ships. I can help out with that, Merrick.
Great. Why don't you help them out? You can get them some Dramamine or something.
Ooh, that doesn't sit with me. Adelaide's like... Thank you very much, Mr. Hansel. It was a pleasure.
Oh, I'm glad that it was a pleasure, especially for all the nice drinks I bought you earlier.
That was greatly
Much
appreciated.
appreciated.
Oh, you do know how to say thank you. Great. All right.
We'll
Only
see
one
you
of you
in
knew
the
how to say
morning.
that earlier. I'll see you in the morning. Good night.
Adelaide turns
I just leave.
out- Yeah.
Thank you. Again. Well, yes.
You're very
Right.
welcome. Thank you for being polite. I appreciate that. Maybe you could have complimented my hat.
I mean, it is a rather... You know what? I've never seen a hat so characteristic of someone before.
Right? It's called peacocking. I like it. Like to show off
I
who
know
I
some-
am. Then if
I
they
know
like,
someone else who
we got to
does.
talk to Hansel. Hansel's the guy with the pink hat. It's easy.
Pink Hat Hansel.
Pink hat Hansel. Pink
Goes
Hansel.
with green.
There's a good ring to it.
Yeah, that's who I am.
No surname? If you're a businessman, yeah.
Yeah, it's Hansel Pinketman.
Of course it is.
The
Well,
Ashport Pinkertons? That should be just how we introduce ourselves to anyone. Of the Ashport?
right, well,
Of the tooth rings?
right. Might have a present for you tomorrow, depending on how things go.
All right, I don't need no presents. I just need to complete this job so we can get underway. I've been in dock for too long.
Fair enough.
So,
Eric, let's not take the man's time.
I thought he'd never leave this guy. So, so you head out to the docks, and now you're going to tell me about your final night in Ashport before you leave for a few weeks' journey.
I probably have to grab some things over at my place before we go. Just make sure I don't forget anything.
Sounds
Make sure
good.
the rent is paid and all that.
Mm-hmm. I gotta go pick up some food.
Where are we staying tonight?
I was assuming
Probably all
maybe
be the
we'd
same
stay at Liara's again. It's big enough for all of us and it's safe.
I guess.
Mm,
For most.
I mean, that is one place you could all go.
We could also stay at the barracks if we wanted to. I mean, it's full of clerics and paladins, so people usually don't try to do anything there.
Yeah, very chaste. Sounds like.
I mean, some of them are.
Yeah, but Liara's does have those amazingly soft beds.
It's true.
That's true.
And
Mhm.
if you're going to be in a hammock for the next couple of
Sturdy
weeks, you
tables.
might want a good... What?
There'll be a tablecloth, don't worry.
The kitchen table, it's sturdy, that's all. I've eaten on it.
Well, yeah, we've all eaten at the kitchen.
I
Well,
won't be for a while.
Bonnie just kind of looks really close. Adelaide, do you need a list of stuff for the sea voyage, or you got it?
Yeah, sure. I've only done cruises, so sure.
So Bonnie will make a quick list and pass it out to folks. Then we can meet later. I don't have
Sounds
much
good.
here, so
Yeah, I just gotta grab my gear and shove it all in my new bag. She holds up her bag of holding. This will definitely make carrying everything a lot easier.
I'm gonna do a quick sending to my mom. Let her know that I'll be heading out. So,
Don't forget to do the thing.
Good call.
Yeah.
So Bonnie turns off her necklace and sends a sending to her mother, Melody, and just says, "Being sent out, going after sea spray. I love you."
Aw. Arthur gets a reroll.
Aw, yeah.
Thank you, Matthew.
Tell you as
Thank
soon
you.
as I get home.
That can be used anytime, Logan.
Anytime. It's yours forever. Well, until you use it.
Val will actually write letters to her mother and sister and father, stepfather, to be sent through the nights.
Okay.
She's not going to use a spell slot just in case, but
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a little harder to reach the tooth without
yeah. Well, she would also be worried about turning off her amulet, so she's not gonna.
Yeah, as soon as if there's a response to her sending, then she'll turn it off or back on afterwards. The sending was to her mom, Logan, just
Okay.
saying we're going after sea spray, and I love you.
So, what has your mom's reaction been to sea spray up till now? I mean, how does she talk about sea spray? And
She had been one of the people who told me stories.
so she has a pretty positive look at him, even though.
It was when I was younger.
Okay.
When
But after he left.
after he left,
Okay.
Since she's gotten older, she doesn't talk about him nearly as much. I
Well,
mean, her
yeah,
whole
but
thing
then-
about Bonnie leaving was like, "You're gonna be home soon," so
Yeah, but the question is, how do you think she's going to react to you saying you're going after sea spray?
I think she's gonna be concerned,
Yeah.
given what she knows that sea spray does or did.
What do you mean?
Well, she knows that he was a pirate, or
Well, but you're sort of a pirate, so
I guess.
what have
I
you
don't know.
done that has not been what how many of your activities are basically pirating?
Most of them. Most of them.
Okay. You're a land pirate. I mean,
She just wants to make sure her mom knows where she's going in case it turns out badly. That's all.
so what was the
It's-
exact message again?
Instead of, I guess this would be the flavor of it. Is Bonnie's always talked about finding her father. this message is very different. It's I'm going after Sea Spray, not I'm looking for my dad. There's no talk of Finian or anything like that. It's just flatly I'm going after Sea Spray, or we are going after Sea Spray. So I think that might. It was we're being sent out. We're going after Sea Spray. I love you. I'll talk to you. I'll contact you as soon as I can.
All right, so she does respond with just an, okay, that worries me, but be safe. But I trust you, be safe.
Okay. And then she'll turn her.
And we're proud of you, probably at the end.
Aw. Then she'll turn her necklace back on.
Okay. All right, who's next?
I'll go next. Adelaide goes back to her apartment. It's her sort of somber, simple apartment that she's had since she left home, and proceeds to spend an extended period of time, looking at the list that Bonnie gave and packing stuff up, but then also anything that she can't take with her. She's not taking like every suit she owns and things like that. She sits down and writes a few farewell letters. On the heels of talking to her father, they're a little more withdrawn than I think they would have been if she'd actually been like, I could die. I should probably write something to my family.
Okay.
But she tries her best to write something like that, and then she thinks about writing a final one to Lawrence, the what's the word? I always forget the word.
Mentor.
The major domo of the Birchfield family. And she manages to get some stuff down, but it feels like really pales. And she touches the earring and sends an animal messenger to him. And it says, on a grave mission, father's not to be trusted with it. If I don't return, there are farewells at my apartment. I love you, Abba. And she leaves the letters on her writing desk and packs up what she needs and heads back to Liara's place.
Okay.
Merrick's. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Are you planning on going to Liara's as well, Merrick?
Yes.
Okay. Bonnie, is that where you headed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So everyone's heading there. Okay, Adelaide, go ahead. Or sorry, Merrick, go ahead.
Once we arrive,
To where?
Liara's.
Okay, well let me finish up with
Sure.
if that's where you're going. Val, what were you doing? Did I get all of yours?
Yeah, hers
Okay,
was
can you go
very
through-
straightforward.
Yeah,
She's
okay,
gonna
that's
grab
what
her stuff and then write letters to send to her
That's right.
family.
Okay, and then Arthur, did we get yours? Or are you just going straight to Liara's?
I don't have anywhere. I mean,
Yeah, okay.
I just go
right.
straight to Lyra's. Yeah.
So
I
Merrick,
have something
Val,
to do there.
Merrick and Arthur are going directly there, while
I
everyone
probably
else had
would.
other stuff to do. Is that correct?
I just had a sending, and
Okay,
I was
so
gonna grab
Bonnie
all those
going as
supplies.
well. Okay,
Yeah.
so the three of you were going to go straight there, while the other two had other things to do, write some letters and stuff, right? Or were you planning on doing that at Liara's? Okay. All right. So the three of you get to Liara's probably just after dinner time, after the day that you've had to deal with. So what are you doing? Are you just heading in, or what?
Bonnie will, if she's not with the boys, she'll knock and she'll
you're all
have
together.
flowers or a. Okay, well, she'll have still picked up a bottle of wine for Liara as a thank you for letting us crash here again, or in preemptive. I'm sorry for intruding.
when Merrick opens the front door. He's like, "Hello, we're home."
You hear from the kitchen, "Oh, you're learning."
I have to try.
And yes, dear, I understand. And she says, "Come in, come in." And she sees Bonnie and immediately goes over and gives her a hug. And she sees Merrick and gives him a hug. And then she sees Arthur and gives him a hug and a kiss.
Bonnie's delighted. Her face just lights up like, I knew it.
She takes the bottle from bottle from Bonnie, assuming that it's a gift.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely.
And heads to the
Tiny bottle Bonnie's holding.
to the kitchen where she's already set a little bit of a spread out, and there's several pots and things going all over, tons of food being made to fill Arthur's war chest.
What can I give you a hand with?
Nothing, everything's done. It's just waiting. Which is completely not, but she's fine. So she gets up every few minutes to go and take care of that. So, leaving tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Good.
plan.
I'm glad you come by for dinner. It'd
Mm-hmm.
be nice to see you before you leave.
They were expecting to stay.
Ooh.
Uh,
Something dangerous?
Mm-hmm.
Life or death?
Possibly.
Possibly or surely?
Most assuredly, for some.
Okay. Do you have earplugs?
No, but I can go get some.
You
What
will
is
need
that?
them.
I hold up a finger and I kind of make eye contact. Like I got that covered.
Oh, you
Like
got.
a knowing look with her.
Oh.
Like just
Oh my God.
no, that is not the symbol. That is
I'm
not the
happy for
thieves'
you.
can't.
She looks over at Arthur. I'm happy for you.
Oh,
And also
yes.
kind of whispers, I fucking knew it.
Yes. Yes, and the little animal messenger the other day, that was a nice touch.
Only helped my suspicions.
Right. Well, before the others get here and blow this completely out of proportion, Bonnie, I have something for you before we go on this trip.
Oh, that's sweet of you.
It is a gift that I would like you to understand that since this is our first journey on such a not a cruise ship.
Liara is standing
figured-
behind him with a glass of wine. She's kind of leaning on a pole. She's like,
I would like to gift you this. And he reaches into his bag and pulls out a something that is wrapped in oilcloth that has a pin through it that is holding the oilcloth in place, and it's kind of an odd bundle. I'm gonna have to take my hand off my push to talk.
All right.
"Are you voguing?"
No, but it's kind of like trapezoidal shaped.
Okay.
I am intrigued.
And go ahead.
How big is it?
It's probably about
Thank you for
18
the
to 24
donation.
inches on a side.
How big? 24 inches.
18 to 24 inches on a side, yeah.
We got you a very large takeout box.
She will take it and open it up.
So inside the oilcloth is a very nice tissue paper, and cradled inside of the tissue paper is a tricorn hat.
I love it. Thank you.
Oh,
I stole it from Marco.
Oh my god.
Marcos. The
You are
name
a
echoes
madman,
even in here.
and I love it. She immediately is putting it on.
My God, I forgot you stole that hat.
I stole the
He
plans.
stole the plans for
plans
it.
Yeah, that's a long con. Good
This is
job.
fantastic. How's it look?
You always look stunning, dear. And he kind of looks at Merrick and goes, And goes back to cooking.
Oh wow.
Like I said, not blown out of proportion. It's just a hat.
That was in character. 100%.
It's perfect. Thank you.
It's just a hat, plate of food.
The plate goes, it crashes on the floor, and he like has a.
And then all of a sudden, as the plate crashes to the floor, he just goes red, and you don't know why. He's just like flushed all of a sudden, as Liara turns and just giggles. She comes over and starts cleaning it up. I'll take care of this one. You just rest.
Oh, now I'm curious because usually, never mind.
The stooping.
I figured.
Always hated that term. You can clean the rest of that up.
A big mouth.
I am happy for you both.
As am I. Later, I don't know when the best time. I don't know what else is happening, but later that night, not too much later, I actually get to use my legendary item, which I didn't think I was going to use.
All right.
I pull out a handkerchief
Okay.
when Lear and I go back up to the room.
All right.
It is a well of many worlds.
Okay.
We can go anywhere.
All right.
It's a two-way portal to any world at the DM's discretion. Every 8 hours, I can choose a new place.
Why are we in the plate of fire? Oh my god!
It's
'Cause
real
you're
hot
so
in
hot,
here.
baby.
But yeah,
Why
so
plate of
I
water.
feel like this is Mike trying
It's-
to write himself into a Lost in Space spin-off. Like
no, it's a Puppies of
weirdly, they
Mystery
never show-
spin-off. It can be a plane, but it can also be a different world. It doesn't have to be a plane.
Is it
But
Puppies of
anyway.
Mystery because they always like sit at the end of the bed and just watch?
Roll me D100.
I hate it. Not Mike. I was trying to say Merrick, but then
Oh, Gildy, that's amazing.
32. Hopefully it's someplace comfortable.
Or safe.
Both.
kind of the more important part.
Oh, it's either that or we pass out the
Earplugs.
earbuds. They can be used on the ship too for motion sickness. Just one in the left ear.
Yeah.
Is that like inner ear pressure?
It's like a scientific thing, yeah.
I
So-
found out that there are crystals.
So as the Well of Many Worlds kind of opens up, you see beyond just this very gentle sort of grassy plain, and beyond it there's this this beautiful horizon of these gorgeous huge mountains, in two different sort of fields. Like there's this one smaller ridge of mountains, and behind it there's this other larger ridge that are much farther off in the distance, so far off that you're not even sure how you can see them really. And beyond that there are two moons sort of cresting over these mountains. One is humongous. It's as big as one of these mountains, just cresting over and creating this beautiful arch above it. You've never really seen anything like it. And somewhere off in the distance, you can hear the ocean. These gigantic massive crashing waves that are very beautiful from this distance, but you would guess is very scary and dangerous if you were right next to them. And in this plain, you don't see very many creatures. You see a few things that may look like little bunny rabbits or prairie dogs, but they're a little different than what you're used to. Yeah, not quite what you're expecting. But other than that, there's nothing that kind of exists here in this plain. You can see off on one side there's this forest with these very strange gnarled trees that all kind of grow into one another at a very low root structure. Like you couldn't walk, you'd have to crawl through this forest because the trees have grown together so close. But they look very much like evergreens. But as they kind of grow together and up, it just becomes one vast bush of just evergreen needles and things as it kind of goes up beyond that. And it's not very tall, it's maybe 10 or 15 feet. But yeah, you wouldn't be able to cut a single tree down and take it with you, but it's gorgeous here.
Awesome. That's where we
You
end
spend the
up.
night. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So you guys don't hear anything the whole night.
When Adelaide shows up at the house, it would have been before that, I imagine.
Yeah, it would have been before that. So Adelaide and Val show up at the house.
Adelaide has picked up a bottle of something slightly stronger to offer as a thank you for housing us for the evening. It's like a whiskey, and she's very, very bad at smiling right now. Just very bad at like making it look super sincere. She's very lost in her own head right now.
Okay.
But offers the bottle to Liara. Just wanted to more politely thank you for playing host unexpectedly.
She takes the bottle and she sets it on the table next to her, and she looks at you and she puts a hand on your shoulder. You're always welcome here. No strings attached. Everyone deserves family.
Shockingly relaxes her shoulders a bit at that.
And she just
wasn't
kind
even
of
expecting that.
pats your cheek a little bit and then turns and heads back to the kitchen.
She follows.
And then Val shows up.
She probably wouldn't have thought to necessarily bring alcohol, but she might have stopped and grabbed flowers from some kid that was selling them on the street or something.
Sure.
Thank you, Liara. I know we kind of invade your house periodically.
What is family for? And she finishes making the food for dinner, and then she makes the food for your war chest, puts it all in there, packs it up, leaves very little for any midnight snacking. But Arthur will find out later she did pack a picnic. And you guys head off to bed. And Arthur and her head off to this other world for the evening.
Before Bonnie goes into her room, because she always feels a little strange sharing a bedroom with Merrick in his mom's house, she does pull him aside and I really love it. Thank you.
If you wouldn't mind, I would like you to stay with me tonight.
That'll show my mom.
She can't stop. I'll show her.
I'll be in a little bit. Of course.
She won't be able to hear anything. It's fine.
There is no way we'll be louder than them.
Bonnie and Merrick have never done that. So yeah, Bonnie will, after the bonus content that happens somewhere around this time, we'll actually go ahead and go into Merrick's room later on.
Support us at patreon.com/nerdsmith to listen to what happened when Adelaide and Bonnie complained about their fathers.
All right, we're 5 minutes away from pipping, so let's go. So, that was a good segue. So let's wrap this puppy up. So, as we exit, we're gonna go a little.
Volume 32. Wrap
As
this
we-
puppy up.
Yes.
It's a mummy mystery.
The next morning, Arthur and Liara return from the well of many worlds that he the portal to the world that he created. Merrick and Bonnie wake up and get dressed, and Val wakes up and where were you sleeping, Val? In one of the guest rooms or
Just in one of the
living
guest
room?
rooms.
Yeah, okay. And then Adelaide,
Far away from
Adelaide,
everybody
did you make it
else.
to a guest room? Did you fall asleep on the couch or one of the comfy chairs or everything? Every place is comfortable here.
Yeah, I'd say the couch probably.
Okay. And it wakes up, and everyone starts to get ready. A huge breakfast is made to get you on your way with some. What do we have? Bloody Marys probably, and maybe some mimosa, something like that. I don't know. So you get a nice breakfast and you start to head out. Heading out, you go back to the docks. Is there anywhere else you guys need to go?
Nope.
All right, so you guys head back to the docks. You go back to this little hole in the wall that does not seem to have any sort of markings on it, but you don't need to go inside as your friend Hansel. I don't know why I have a hard time with that name. Sitting outside with his pink hat, kind of leaning up against the wall. He's got his hat down. The ship is not in any better repair than it was yesterday.
So presumably we're not taking that one.
Bonnie, like you said, magic could repair it. Maybe it's magic disguising it.
That's my thought too.
Anyway, he's waiting.
As he sees you approach, he kind of rights himself up a little bit. I was expecting you a little bit sooner, but this'll do. Come on. And he starts heading down down the dock about 5 or 6 rows down, and he boards a very small sailboat. Single sail, not going to take you far, not for long sea vessels, not long sea journeys. Let's go. Come on, hop to, chop chop. Starts taking in
Merrick,
the
I've heard
rigging.
stories about this. You're not supposed to go with an orc to a second location.
Are we doing this or not?
Yeah, permission
Yes.
to come aboard?
I'm not I guess I'm sort of like a captain right now, but just get on board. We just gotta go.
All right.
Sure.
All right, thank you. Jeez. All right.
Rekadati gets a Kenda.
And he starts to sail. And he starts to sail out and down the coast. And how long before anybody says anything?
3 hours.
I don't ever.
What kind of a ship are we heading out to?
What kind of a ship? A fast one?
I assumed so. Makes a little more sense now. I didn't realize you guys weren't moored here in harbor.
Yeah, why the hell would we be moored here in harbor?
Poor assumption on my part. My
Yeah, it
apologies.
really was. I don't even know who belongs to that ship out there.
Jimton.
Jimton? The hell kind of name is that?
way, do you think this person is related to Susan the Lesser? They're the family there. They seem to have
I think.
a tone.
Well, I will be very excited to meet the captain. What should we address him as?
You'll address him as captain,
What is his
probably, really, but I will introduce you when you get there. Why with all the questions?
I'm curious by nature.
All right, you be curious. I'm gonna be nature. And he pees over the side, and then he continues on the journey, and
Hard to starboard.
he's Captain Morgan. No, we've already had a Captain Morgan. Is the problem, because this group is predictable when naming captains. So,
Well, this
so
is Captain Hook, clearly.
So you
Or Captain
continue
Ron.
on the path, and
God,
New
Sorry.
series coming in January.
oh, it's so good. It's already been renewed for a second season, but we're not sponsored by them. So why are you telling them? So moving on, it's about a 3 hour, and I came up with that before anybody said anything.
God
But it was
damn
about a 3 hour journey up the coast until you get to these large cliff faces. And as you kind of make your way through those, there's this huge gap in them that you really wouldn't have seen anywhere else, that you could fit easily 2 galleons side by side. And it kind of starts to flow into this area. And that's where you see it. There are several ships here, all docked. And 2 or 3 of them, Bonnie, you're like, those are pretty fast ships.
Bonnie's getting more and more excited.
And you see probably 24 dock workers or crewmen who are very adept at what they're doing. And one of the ships is getting ready to leave, and it starts to head out as you guys are kind of coming in. And none of them are named. They have different rigging and different colored sails even. None of them seem like they're part of the same group of ships. None of them seem like they were designed by the same people, but they all seem extremely well designed.
Bonnie has a stupid grin on her face. She's so happy right now.
All right.
These are a great.
Yeah, they're nice. They're great ships.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to get to the captain so we can either get with the
Yes, sir.
deal, or we can do with the murdering. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And he pulls it up and he gets out, and he says, "All right, we're gonna have to go up to the crow's nest." And he points up this huge winding, maybe 150 feet up, this winding path with like this building, this thatch roof building up, overlooking this entire sort of hidden cove inside, something directly out of the Goonies, and. He goes, all right,
Son of a bitch, Logan.
we're
I'm so excited.
gonna go see the captain now. All right,
Mhm.
are you sure you're ready for this? Because there's no turning back now. I mean, there was no turning back as soon as you got on the boat with me, but that's okay.
Yeah,
For
we're
sure.
sure.
All right, let's
We're
go.
willing to face the consequences of any false
All right,
merchandise.
and you guys start to walk up to what he affectionately called the crow's nest, which is not a fun walk. Let me tell you. He goes, oh man, I really hate doing this. This is why I was hoping you were lying. And he just continues to walk up and up and up. And it's a hefty climb going back and forth the switchbacks. And sometimes they get a little narrow, not like narrow to the point of like seriously dangerous, but narrow to the point of going, I don't really want to do this. You know, it's not a fun thing to do. It's not an easy, like, you have to pay attention is what I'm saying. But at least if you fell, you'd only follow the next switchback. And you get up to this kind of, this very drafty looking thatched building with a little lantern sort of glowing inside off one side, and a couple of lanterns, ever-burning lanterns, just sort of sitting out on the deck. It says, all right, so you guys ready to meet the captain?
Yeah.
All right. And he knocks on the door. Captain Jasper, are you here? Of course he's here. He's always here. And the door opens, and the first thing you hear, obviously the captain was standing near the door. The door opens. The first thing you hear is this sort of weird knock, like it's almost like wood against wood. And the ground here, I mean, where it is, it's all been built out as wood. And with this wood against wood sound, and then you hear a very solid thud. And then you hear this wood against wood sound, almost like he's walking with a cane, but then you realize there's not enough footsteps. And you see that this stick, this walking cane or a peg leg, comes out, and kind of is the first thing you see of the captain, this beautiful, like dark oak, sort of twisted leg that goes up and kind of twists up into a full calf. And then leaning forward, you see that this twisted, almost bonsai-like twisted wood feeds directly up into this sort of pure, smooth stone. And he takes another step forward, and you see the other leg completely this white, sort of yellowish stone. And he comes forward, and you see this person is not a person that you recognize. Nothing like you've ever seen. I mean, you've met one other being made out of the same material, and it didn't go too well. But this person is Goa. And as their head comes into place, you see that the whole side of their head is actually made to look like a hat. And that they're actually missing one eye, like it's built, carved into them, that they only have the one eye. As he steps forward, you see that beautiful wood twirls through his body and comes out to leave decorations here and there. And as it comes up one side, it almost turns into like a captain's vestments. And then all of the buttons and things are actual bronze. And then it comes down into his left hand and becomes a wooden hook.
I love them so much. Captain.
Yes, I'm here, Mr. Hansel. Who are these? And Hansel's like, hey, they're the ones you're going to be murdering today, I guess. Good luck! And he turns and just starts walking away. The impossible price.
As he's leaving, I'll cast fly on him as a gesture to help him get down.
Oh, okay. As you do that, he goes, oh, hey, thanks a lot, buddy. I appreciate that. And he just down. Hey, we need to get more of these. We need to do this all the time. This really helps. Don't turn me into a parrot. Although that's totally happening. Damn, he should have been a parrot, Eric Okra.
That would have been good.
It'd be awesome to secretly polymorph members of your crew into parrots.
Or
and then,
secretly
polymorph them
polymorph
when you
parrots
need an extra
into
person.
people. So the entire crew's just parrots.
Captain Jasper,
I'm
Bonnie
Captain
Reed.
Jasper, yes.
Bonnie Reed.
Not
Nice
many
to
people
meet
get to
your
look at me and live. You were quoted the impossible price. Do you have it?
Yes.
And let me see it. And he turns and walks back inside.
She steps aside and lets the rest of the group go in before her.
No presumption or offense meant, Captain, but it's a shame that not many people see you. You're an impressive person.
Flattery will get you killed around here.
By you specifically?
People who flatter are ones that tend to run at the mouth. Just an observation.
I have been told that. Understood.
Maybe the pleasantries can wait until after I haven't killed you.
Of
Fair
course.
enough.
Adelaide will quickly pull the mug out and offer it.
He chucks it out the window. Always the easiest. Now, do you know how to give it to me?
I do, sir. And
He
Adelaide
slides over his bottle of whiskey that's sitting on the table. It's very dusty. It looks like it's not been touched in years.
That's a lot of whiskey.
Still kinder than what I went through. And she will pour the whole thing, and as she's pouring it, she does the rigmarole of I
bequeath
owner
to
of this
you
mug,
this mug.
bequeath-
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he goes,
and you finish it.
"Oh, is that what he told you?" And he just pours it onto the ground and sets it aside.
It gets better.
Oh no.
Why is that, Addy?
She had to drink
Oh,
the whole thing of
no.
slurry.
Oh.
Didn't even have to drink it? Ah.
Ig is a very interesting man. I met him once 20 or so years ago. He won this mug off of me in a poker game.
Then I'm glad to have returned it.
All right.
The bag.
Yeah.
Adelaide
Here you
turns
go.
around, muttering, "Yeah, I made this. It was the first thing I made. There was son of a bitch."
Val pulls out the Raven's bag and sets it on the table in front of him.
He actually ponders it for a moment. He looks over, and he almost looks content, like something that was lost has finally been found. And he kind of looks at it, and he doesn't even need to look into it. He just can tell from the craftsmanship. He nods a little bit. This was my maker's design. Mine was destroyed. Thank you. But that is only two.
Arthur will reach in his pack and carefully hand over the folded up piece of paper. You will be the first person to have seen this. The only person.
He opens the piece of paper and he looks at it. And he pulls up out of a bookshelf on the ground nearby. He pulls a large book up and he opens it. And he starts comparing everything on one side to the other. Careful to make sure nobody else can see it. And after comparing them, he shuts the book, folds the paper up, and lights it in the lamp and lets it burn on the table. Anybody who can gain Liara's trust deserves mine.
How do you know me, Mum?
Maybe someday you will earn enough of my trust for me to tell you.
Fair enough.
So you know my price. You've paid it. Where are we headed?
We are after Admiral Seaspray. He's heading to a small island.
Admiral Seaspray.
Don't even get us started.
I assume it's an honorary.
At best. Captain was an honorary. The worst pirate I ever dealt with. 'Cause 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 '
Bonnie is
And-
hoping that the family resemblance is not showing at the
Are
moment
you
now.
looking to run him through like the dog that he is? Actually,
He
I would never
has
do
a-
that to a dog. I really like dogs.
He has an artifact that needs to be retrieved and that should not be in his possession.
You're
If it
going to
comes
steal
to it-
something from him?
That's an
Can we
option.
kill him anyway?
That's an option.
We may
You're at
have
least
to,
open to
yeah.
the idea of killing him.
Val looks at Bonnie.
We've discussed it with Bonnie. She's fine with any outcome.
Though Bonnie is your leader, I understand now.
Bonnie looks at Adelaide like, what? What just happened?
Adelaide's like, not my fault.
Um,
Congratulations. Good luck.
I would
knows-
prefer to have a conversation with him first, but I'm not opposed.
Oh, all right. That sounds good to me. When do you want to leave?
As soon as possible.
Good, let's
We
go.
need to try and reach him before he reaches this island.
And he'll pull up a couple of maps really quick. And as he does, he opens up this map. He shows you where you guys are at, and he starts to pull this extended map of the world, and he says, "Is this the island that you mean?" And this island is not an island. It's huge. Is this what you mean here? Is this where he's heading?
It was a newly discovered island that had
Newly discovered.
Val looks at her notes. Tube men and
Oh my
giant
God.
bugs.
Yes.
Those
two
were the
men and
notes
the
we were
giant. Yes, the
given.
two men and the giant bugs. Yes, newly discovered. If there's
I-
people there, it's not newly discovered. Just be clear.
That's true.
My people also came
Um,
from there.
Are they?
Yes. This is the island. Can I see the tooth anywhere on the map, or is it like way the fuck away?
You can see where it is. Yeah, it is a bit away.
Um.
The difference between here and the tooth is
Oh yeah,
like,
it's huge.
versus where you're trying to get to.
Oh yeah, she'll just kind of point to it on the map and look at me. There's my island.
This is Lamina Island.
Lamina.
Yes, in common it's very stupid sounding because it's basically animal backwards.
I was gonna say.
Who would
But you
have?
may not have noticed that for a very, embarrassingly long time. Especially as being the DM of the game.
Who would have possibly named it that? That's
Oh,
silly.
no!
I'm sorry, Matthew. I'm sorry. And yes, DM's still salty. So, are you ready
We had
to
a
go?
bet going how long it would take him to notice.
I hate you all. When did he leave?
We all knew.
Did you
Bonnie will-
all know? Jeez,
I did. I
hate
mean,
you all.
didn't
I don't
think
know. I
about
can't
it.
speak
didn't
for
really think
everybody,
about
but
it.
I
Oh,
knew.
Okay, Mike
'Cause
is my husband, so he
my
knew
wife-
because I was the one that figured it out, and then Kyle knew because he and I were part of the brainstorming for Lamina Island.
Yeah, Matthew, that was exactly my reaction. And then I
God
said, "Whose
fucking
fault is
damn
it?" And it was Heather's fault. And I went, "I both love and hate Heather." Okay, sorry.
Bonnie will tell him how long it's been because Tessa can't remember
Okay.
off the top of my head.
If we leave now, we may be able to beat him there.
All right.
And then beat
Which has
him
been
there.
like a week.
How? I can't imagine you could
Come with
physically
me.
do that with a.
We will leave, and you will see.
Bonnie is delicious. She's so excited right now.
And so he starts to walk out of the crow's nest, and he starts to follow the path, but he doesn't follow the path down. He goes down into a cave and starts to head through a series of tunnels. And a little
So-
while, good.
I'm curious. Why would he want to go to this island to begin with this reality-altering mechanical device?
You said it was Fae touched?
The whole island
Alright.
is fate touched. Yes.
All right.
If you were to
You don't think my father kept?
We'll
talking
have lots
about
of time to
ours.
talk about this after the reveal. Let's go.
Fair enough.
And so you get through the tunnels, and as you do, the one tunnel just kind of opens up into this cavernous area where you just basically walk right onto the deck of a ship. But the ship isn't made of wood; it's made out of the same material that he's made out of. And there's these beautiful sails, but the sails are all made out of the same stone. And you didn't go down. You're still 150 or so feet in the air, and you're in some part of this large cavernous area. And you realize that most of the people on this ship, there's about a dozen that you can see. Half of them are all the same type of people. They're all Goa. And the rest are obviously his most trusted non-Goa. Permission
It's
to come
up.
aboard. And you realize as you step onto the gangplank that there is nothing below this ship. And it's not attached to the wall at all. It is just floating in the air.
Just Adelaide's turn to have a stupid grin on her face.
Oh, Bonnie's grin is still just as stupid. She's so excited.
I understand now why you had an impossible price.
And he turns good. And he turns to the crew. Set sail. We leave now. And they don't even hesitate. They immediately start, and you'll learn that you needed to pay a little bit more attention in these moments as the ship just immediately starts moving. The gangplanks break way, and the ship is just literally sailing at about 10 to 15 miles per hour straight forward at a lurch. Like at his whim, at his thought, it just moves. And all the crew knew to grab onto something or brace themselves, and you didn't quite, so you kind of all stagger, maybe you fall down. But the ship starts to move, and as it leaves this large kind of cavernous crack, you understand why it needs to be so far away from any civilized area, because you're flying through the air, and this would be very obvious. He then takes the ship high into the sky, and you are setting sail for Lamina Island, aboard an airship, powered by the Goa, captained by Captain Jasper. And yes, you will be able to beat him to this island, or intercept him halfway, or, well, close to the edge if you want. But that will be for after we get back, and we will have lots of time to answer all your questions and speculations after we get back as well. So that's it. That's the wrap up for 2019 Shenanigoons. We'll be back in January for 5 more episodes, the last 5 episodes of this season, of this campaign, as we finish this up. So thank you guys for being here. Sorry
Chiffon.
for
That's okay. I was gonna say something too, and then he edited us. I was like, oh, I'll have to wait.
Yeah, no,
Ugh.
I'm getting. We're definitely. That's definitely how I'm gonna end things. How am I gonna get you to come back if I don't end things like that?
I mean, honestly, if you have the time and you want to see something that's got just as many, like, why are you ending there moments, you could go back and watch Countless Heroes.
Countless Heroes.
Well,
For
it's
those,
It's an
For those-
endeavor.
it's an endeavor. It is an endeavor. For those who don't know, Countless Heroes is what we started streaming with. It was 16 players, 5 nights a week, 4 hours a night to start. We then went to 3 hours a night, and we did that for
8 months.
8 months.
Yeah, it's all on YouTube, though.
100 episodes?
Yeah, just about a little
Yeah.
more.
Around that.
It was a lot.
It was
Yeah.
West
It was a
Marches
lot.
style, so it rotated, so only 6 players played a night. But anyway, you can go take a look at that. It's all on YouTube.
You
But-
mad lad, that's such a good word.
Mad lad. Anyway, thank you to World Anvil, the most robust world building and campaign management software that exists on the internet today. You can go to worldanvil.com to light up the forge and get started with that one. And then you can go to dieharddice.com and use a coupon code Goonies. You need to get your orders in by the 21st, I believe they said, to get shipped before they go on vacation. I don't know if that's still in time to ship before Christmas. You have to check with them. But if you don't, they will not be shipping orders between, I think it was the 21st and the 2nd. So now is the time to get your orders in if you need anything from them, and use that coupon code Goonies for 15% off. And then thank you to World Anvil for being, not the World Anvil, thank you to Nerdsmith for being awesome and keeping us on the network. Go see all the other amazing shows at nerdsmith.org. You can support us at patreon.com/nerdsmith. In addition to all the amazing support you already give us here, we appreciate that. And if in the end a monetary support is not something you can do, we completely understand. We still want you here. Just tell your friends about us. Con them into watching. Host a watching party. I had a moment today where the entire chat was full of people that I don't know, and that almost made me start crying. So thank you guys. It was a nice little Christmas present to look down and see like a bunch of names of like, I'm like, I don't know I know you here, but I don't know you in real life. And it was just really nice to see you guys. It was just like, wow, look at all these amazing people watching us do this stupid thing. So thank you guys. So we have a lot more fun doing it with you than without you. And yeah, that's that. So Goonies, Campaign 1 ending. What else do I need to do? That's it. That's all we need to talk about, right?
Go to patreon.com.
Oh, patreon.com has a little bonus content right now from Shenanigoons that we just put up there. And you can see that there if you're a patron. And that's bonus content level, so I think that's the $5 or up, right? A month for that. And if you are to tell the secret, you only really have to do it for 1 month if you just want to listen to it and go. We appreciate that. But we do appreciate any support that you can give us.
And we hope that what we create is enough to...
and that's the idea, is we're going to be putting out more and more bonus content. The entire Nerdsmith network will be putting out a ton of bonus content every month. Every show on the network will be putting out monthly bonus content starting next month. Oh, gosh. So if you... I'm responsible for some of that. So if you want to see some of that, you can go there. Shenanigoons' big bonus content that will be coming next month is going to be our first Puppies of Mystery episode. Every time we see a bookshelf, usually there is a Puppies of Mystery book not far behind. And so we will be running a Puppies of Mystery campaign. You guys chose the name of the first campaign, which, Angela, which one did they choose on our Patreon?
Much Ado About Milk Bones.
Much Ado About Milk Bones will be the first page. That will be, we'll be recording that. I don't think we're going to get it before the holidays.
Puppies of Mystery #1.
But Puppies of Mystery, I don't know. Well,
issue number 1.
Issue number 1. So we'll be doing that. So yeah. Anything else? Am I good?
Thank you for being here today, and for all of those who donated during the show today.
Yeah. And then we got a lot of donations today. Thank you guys so much for that. It's very helpful, and it makes us feel like we're entertaining and doing something awesome, and that's all. That's great. What am I missing?
Gildy said, I hope one's called The Bull in the Shih Tzu.
I like that one. Yeah, we can add that to the list. We have a lot, and every episode title will be chosen. Each new bonus content episode title. Not saying we'll do those every month, but we might. But they will be chosen by our patrons on Patreon. So
that's another reason.
So if you want to be a patron, if you want to help us choose the episode titles that we'll record, and I will base the stories around those titles, you can do that over there at patreon.com/nerdsmith as well. And we don't normally push this much around Christmas time, so sorry about that. All right, we're done.
Season of Giving more exciting, and we're not going to see you for a little while. So
we're not going to see you for 2 weeks. We're so sorry. Let me double check. Let me verify that with everyone. So the next 2 weeks, we will not be here. So the Christmas Eve, obviously, and then the week after that is the 31st. New Year's Eve. So yeah, we won't be here for that either. We will be probably laying in our beds with our puppies, making sure that they're not scared of fireworks.
Yep. Mine's chilling right now next to us.
Yes.
So Nerdsmith is officially on break as of tomorrow, the 19th through the 2nd,
I think we have
which is a Thursday.
Well, no, I think Dead Men is still going on this Friday, right?
No, because
that's right. You're gonna come. You'll be the first to come back on the 2nd.
Yeah,
that's right, or 3rd, whatever it is.
Third. Friday. The 3rd.
Okay, all right. So yeah, we're officially on break as of tomorrow after Obscura.
Yeah.
So yeah, Obscurum is tomorrow at 4 p.m. PST, 7 p.m. EST, and that will be the last stream that we put out before the new year. Other than anything we might come up with or do because we're a little weird and impromptu, we do have a couple of hopefully some nice little surprises. I know that we're currently looking for maybe a couple more people to be involved in one of the projects if you're on our Discord and are interested in being on video and helping us out. And there are just some ways that we like to say thank you to our sponsors. So if you'd like to help us out with that, you can go check a look at that on Discord. And yeah, so that's it. We've talked way too long, so we went way over. I'm so sorry. I will see you guys. Let's see. 2 weeks.
Oh, Chiffon, you come with us. We wouldn't adopt you. Yeah.
Oh, you're already
Come to the
adopted.
Discord. You're already here.
Yeah, you're already adopted. There's no.
You're part of the
we-
Nerdsmith family.
I was gonna say we are Nerdsmith, and if you want to be, so are you. You know, that's the way Nerdsmith is. As long as you're a D, you know, what is Wheaton's law? Don't be a dick. That's it. That's all you got to do. Don't be a dick. You can be a part of this family, and we will love you, and we will spend our spoons on you. We will do entertainments that make you laugh and make you cry. That's always my goal with most of my shows. Shenanigans is a weird exception,
Logan.
but I still do. If you
There
go
hasn't
watch
been nearly enough crying. in
Well,
this.
'cause you-
You
Go
did-
sign up for Patreon.
Yeah, go listen to Patreon and freaking.
And I was gonna say, countless. If you
Countless
really want
Heroes
the
was
Countless
crying.
Heroes was a lot of
Yeah.
crying. You can go. If you
Yeah.
really want to be hurt,
Both good and bad crying.
lots of bad parenting though. So
Shut your mouth,
shut
Heather.
up, Heather. You
and good
can't force-
parenting.
All right, we gotta go. You can't make people watch 500 hours of entertainment just to understand why you singing that song destroyed us. Because it literally is the last thing that happened. You can go watch the last 2 or 3 episodes and probably get 90% of the crying.
Sorry, Autumn.
All right. Gotta go. All right.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
See you
We're gonna
next
get our
year.
things going. And
See you in the
God,
next year. Yep.
that's so high school. All right.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
See you next. Have a
Thank you,
great
everyone.
summer.
We love you all. Goodbye. Good night.
Bye.
Good afternoon. Good evening. And good night.
See ya.
good zone.
Good zone.
Good zone.
There you go. Good zone.
Good zone.
That sounds like you're talking about calzones. And I
Good-
don't
Also
abide
good
by
zone.
any
Why
meaning
not?
of
Let's
calzones.
make a
Nothing wrong
calzone
with
restaurant
that.
called Good Zone. I love this.
It's
This is
24
what we
hours
do
a day.
after. This is
And
what
it's
24 hours a
located
day.
in Cal.
California.
Calzone.
This is
Mhm.
literally. This should be bonus content, not. We're giving this away for free. We can't do that.
Damn it.
We gotta leave
it is
them.
our
What was
copyright.
it, Bonnie? What was it? Please, sir, I want some
Please,
more.
sir, can I have some more?
All right.
Please stop.
Goodbye.